Justin Reed, only 11 points, no boards. Tayshaun Prince now 19 to lead Kentucky in scoring. Marquise Estes is going to get a big, big hand as he fouls out with 15 of his own points. Some big block shots in the first half.
Played a lot of minutes tonight.
Young fella who unexpectedly lost his dad a little over a week ago. His father, Larry, passed away, and we send our best wishes to all the family and friends of the Estes. And he's had a huge night tonight. Big game for him at home. Chris Rhodes at the free throw line for Ole Miss. It could have fooled me that Ole Miss is the best free throw shooting team in the conference, Mr. Kramer.
Not the way they shot tonight. Absolutely.
Hawkins got into a dribbling act here and then leads it for Kamara.
How about that for an assist? You know, you get kind of transfixed. You watch him go around and around with the ball, and all of a sudden it's in somebody's hands underneath the basket.
It comes down and steals it on the other end. Hawkins at full speed again. Tayshaun Prince, deep ball. That one short. Nunnery with a rebound. Trying to get it ahead to Sanders on the fly, and he's fouled.
They're going to count the goal. They are.
They are.
Yeah. I thought that ball had hit the glass and on its way down, and Prince was the one who knocked it off of there. Sanders with a three-point opportunity.
Pitch gets the foul. Sanders gets the bucket.
Take a look right here. You'll see Sanders out in front, going in for the layup. Now watch Prince trail. See, it comes off of the glass. I don't think it even had a chance to go in. You got to leave that one alone.
And there's a standing ovation for number 4. He deserves it. Kamara's there with him, and he deserves it as well. Prince is coming out as Kentucky pretty much full of the starters. Sanders chases down his own missed free throw. Wade for 3. And we're down to the final 149. Childs will bring it into the front court.
Corey Sears out there with Childs.
And a foul from behind.
On Wade, his second.
Wade picks up his second.
Childs at the line for 2.
Now this is going to be after back-to-back losses for Kentucky in conference play. Their second straight win in the conference. And they've won 23, when this one's over, 23 of their last 24 in SEC play here at Rupp Arena.
And that lone loss was to Georgia last week.
88 to 84 to Georgia on that one. And now Daniels sits down. And all the fans show their appreciation for this entire team. Iowa and Illinois, don't forget, next in the Big Ten. Dave and Dick are standing by to bring you that one. Childs second of 2. First point for Adam tonight. So Kentucky right on its average in scoring. They came in number 2 to Florida in the SEC at 82.8. They've got 83 right now against the Rebels of Ole Miss, who throw it away. And Kentucky turns it right back over the other direction. The turnovers is going to be something that will concern Tubby Smith again, and he'll let his troops know that, I'm sure, tomorrow. Too many of those. But the defense is the way he likes it. And I think you'll have reason to smile about that.
You know, they're coming off an awfully good defensive performance on Saturday against South Carolina, where they held the Gamecocks to 32% field goal percentage.
Nunnery, nice leave inside.
Good play. Kirkland.
Gets it to Kirkland. A minute to play.
1 minute left in the game.
Childs.
Childs just took Nunnery one-on-one that time and just schooled him.
Kirkland. And a nice hustle by Chris Rhodes. Try to save it. He goes flying out of bounds and is unable to do so.
I think he stepped on the line before he threw the ball back in.
Yeah. Here he is. carry it into the front court. And he'll pull up and shoot it. Missed the three. Rebound comes off to Justin Johnson. We're in the final half minute to play. As Ole Miss is going to fall to 13-4 and 2-2. Kentucky will go to 11-4. And also 2-2 on their side in the SEC East. Nunnery, nice leave inside again. And Kirkland. Well, that's the way to do it. Little fella with the dish again to Richard Kirkland. And the final 15 seconds here at Rupp. Sears' long ball is off the mark. And Shoot blocks the shot and fouls Eisenbuttle. So he's going to go to the free throw line with 4 seconds left. So Keith Bogans and Tayshaun Prince, smiles all along the Kentucky bench as they're going to have a 21 or more point win tonight at home. 22 points now. And the SEC will look like this now. Kentucky moves a bit closer to Georgia and Florida in the East. And Ole Miss will fall a half game off the lead that they shared with Arkansas and Alabama. Nunnery all the way through traffic, but not enough time to get the shot off. 87-64 is the final. Tubby Smith's team the winner. That's going to do it from Lexington. For Larry Connolly and our ESPN crew, Brad Nessler saying so long from Rupp Arena. Let's go to Dave Barnett and Dick Vitale. Gentlemen.
All right, Brad, and welcome. Assembly Hall, Champaign, as usual, 16,500. Iowa and Illinois battling to maintain hope of eventually climbing to the top of a very competitive Big Ten race. And the Illini off and running early with Corey Bradford.
And the Orange Crush go really bananas. And Mr. Bradford gets out in transition. Fighting Illini look really ready to play. 26 in a row at home. The third best winning streak in college basketball.
Freshman Pierre Pierce almost with a fine finish, and Reggie Evans unable to clean it up. Evans, the nation's top rebounder a year ago, and third this year. Missed the easy putback, but the Hawkeyes get it right back. Pierce came up with the steal. And now Evans banging a little bit with Landon Ferguson.
Iowa's got to find a way to get a third guy to complement Evans and Recker.
Brian Cook there to snuff Evans. Game was tied at 2 and 4, and that will be traveling and give it back to the Hawkeyes. Third Illinois turnover. Pierre Pierce in the backcourt with the senior Luke Recker, the Big Ten scoring leader. Duez Henderson with Reggie Evans, Glenn Worley up front. Corey Bradford, Frank Williams, a veteran backcourt for Bill Self. With Robert Archibald, Brian Cook, Landon Ferguson. Bill Self, who Dick became the first coach ever to take different schools in consecutive years to the Elite Eight last year.
At Tulsa at 28-5 when he was at Tulsa in 2000, lost to North Carolina for the right to go into the Final Four. Bill Guthridge, 2 out of 3 years, took the heels.
Worley, and the rebound down to Williams. Sean Harrington, junior sharp shooting guard, first off the bench for the Illini. Brian Cook hits a three.
He's a big-time talent. He can go inside. He can go outside, Dave. He's Mr. Versatility. I was talking to him before the game. The only guy really stops him is Brian Cook because he gets into foul trouble, and he loses a lot of focus and concentration.
There will be a crowd around Reggie Evans tonight.
He draws a crowd every time he's on the floor wearing an Iowa uniform. Indiana shut him down big time. Held him to 7 points.
Evans draws his first foul of the night.
He goes to the free throw line more than anybody in America. Last year, he led the nation in that area. He has a great way of posting up on the inside. That's a big plus because you get a lot of people in foul trouble as you look at Steve Alford. He's a winner. He's a winner as a player. He won at Southwest Missouri State at Manchester when he started coaching. He's one of the real rising stars in the coaching fraternity, and the same can be said for Bill Self.
Evans, who would like to shoot a better percentage as often as he gets to the line. And a 63% that he'll try to improve on the rest of the year. Almost 12 rebounds per game, just under 18 points per game. And Cook stepped out
Evans was 1 for 7 on a free throw line against Indiana, who had a great performance out of Jared Jeffries, who I believe is the best sophomore in America.
Ryan Cook with his 8th three-pointer of the year. Illinois by 4.
Her scent led me into the desert.
I can't believe this is really happening.
She can't resist my touch.
I love you.
Together we dance alone in the wilderness. I am a glorious man.
There's a place where you don't have to drop a lot of cash to get a lot of steak. It's got to be Applebee's. Eating good. In the neighborhood. Applebee's sirloin skillets are back. Choose from 4 skillets like our bold pepper steak seasoned with cracked peppercorns. Or the smothered steak with fresh mushrooms, onions, and mozzarella. For sirloin skillets, it's got to be Applebee's. Eating good. In the neighborhood. In the neighborhood.
Use MSN to get online. Use it to plan a fishing trip. Use it to buy a graphite fishing rod. And hand-tied flies. And searching for basic fishing techniques might be really useful, too. Want an internet service you can really use? MSN from Microsoft is the great alternative to AOL. MSN, more useful every day.
Welcome back to Champaign. It's hard to be too disappointed when your team's in the top 10 unless you were picked number 2. Can Illinois eventually climb back that high?
Well, you know, expectations. They're certainly one of the elite teams in America. When they get Lucas Johnson back and Kropalya, that gives them some depth. It gives them some physical presence. The one thing Johnson brings is mental toughness. There's no doubt in my mind that when it comes tournament time, I think Illinois will be one of the teams in the Elite 8. One of the real tough teams to beat at tournament time. Here's a look at Mr. Johnson, and they tell me he can't wait to play. Most likely will play against Wisconsin on the 23rd.
Glenn Worley stuffed but gets it back from Archibald, and after 7 straight misfires by the Hawkeyes, Worley gets him back within 2.
Worley's the guy that could be the 3rd guy in the raw offensive arsenal behind Recker and behind Evans. He's got to stay out of foul trouble, Dave.
Record tied on Harrington inside, and Archibald just off with the lefty hook. And a held ball will go the other way.
Kropalya to show you how good he was in that lineup down in Las Vegas. He was the MVP of the tournament.
And Demir has practiced only twice since mid-December with a left foot injury that they're calling the early stages of a stress fracture. He doesn't have a stress fracture, but headed that way, and they continue to list him day to day. But they're also saying that Lucas Johnson, after a torn ACL in October, may beat Kropalya back on the floor next week.
That's incredible. Amazing things they're doing today in medicine.
Evans about the edge of his range and in and out.
They wanted interference. They thought that he touched the ball up there, but I believe he missed it. They're trying to go high-low, want to get the ball inside the Cook. Got a little mismatch on the interior.
And the Sean Harrington specialty is 29th three-pointer. He led the Big Ten 46% last year.
Well, I think he's more comfortable coming off the bench. They were starting him, and he wasn't as effective. I believe they're getting into their rotation that they want. They're starting to get that mindset, and he will be a big key coming off the bench.
Awfully crowded down there, but Duez Henderson manages.
Henderson had a problem with his foot earlier this year. He's a very active player, good defensive player. Out of River Rouge, Michigan.
This is Luther Head. Significant recruit, Dick, from Chicago.
Yeah, from out of Manly High School, very acrobatic. They're doubling up on the inside. When you're doubled up, you got to find the open man. You got to be able to recognize it and not bring the ball down to the bottom of the floor.
Archibald calls time and trouble.
Hey, talk about Indiana. Incredible. 4-0, beating Iowa at Iowa. Jared Jeffries, I think, is now the finest South in America. Very versatile. Got a great performance out of Coverdale as well at 5. And Mike Davis has got to be smiling. They changed their colors up there, though. Crimson and they're going cream now. No more red and white.
They're creaming everybody is what they're doing.
Yeah.
Now, Dick, an ACL used to be borderline career ending. Actually did end a lot of careers. Here's a guy ready to come back after 3 months. That's almost miraculous.
Well, those orthopedics are doing a great job, as you see right here. Mr. Johnson working out hard. I'm a little familiar with some of that. My son-in-law is now an orthopedic surgeon down here at Chance Hospital in Gainesville, Florida. He's a resident.
And the thing about Lucas Johnson is if you only get 85–90% of him, you're not doing yourself any good by having him. He's an energy player who has to be out diving, throwing his body out of bounds, and he says he will be ready in 8 days when they take the court again.
Yeah, he's not a stat guy. He's going to provide, as you said, some spark, some electricity.
4 on the shot clock as Bradford's pass is knocked out of bounds, and here's a break for the Illini because the shot clock was expiring as the Hawkeyes touched it.
Big Ten, certainly not vintage Big Ten in terms of dominant teams as in the past, but things go in a cycle. But they still have some real quality teams up on top. As you see the hustle going into the crowd. The bottom line is I think Illinois, because of great guard play, whenever you got a kid like Frank Williams and a kid like Bradford with experience and Harrington off the bench, you always have a chance to win, especially in the postseason.
Donnie Gray now conferring on how much should have been on the shot clock when the ball was knocked out, and they put 2 seconds back. And the Illini throw it into Harrington, and Gray blows the whistle on the inbound pass, and they're going to call a foul on Nick Smith, 7'2", freshman redshirt, moving kick as the ball was about to be thrown in.
He says, Donnie Gray, how did you see that? How did you see that? I'm not a big space eater. I'm big. There he is. Look at him. Oh, yes. He's moving. You're not allowed to move. He tried to cheat a little bit, try to move, but Donnie Gray right on the call.
Iowa has yet to get anything from a guard.
Good man-to-man defense by Illinois. It's really helping out well, pressuring the basketball.
Pierce wanted to post up on head and said back out, and Worley can't get it. And there's the 7'2" value of Smith.
Nice play by Pierce to get the ball out to Worley.
Now Bradford driving on Wrecker and hammered out of bounds by Ryan Hogan, the senior transfer from Kentucky.
He's been shooting the ball well for them, giving them that spark from the perimeter. He's right here from Illinois. Going to take a look at some of the help now defensively. See the way they attack the basketball? That's closing off the driving angle, giving help. They do a great job teaching. Sam Alford on the staff. Usually it's father and son. Here we got son and father.
But, you know, he calls his son coach. The coach may do this tonight. That's great. Still has the father-son relationship, but also the strong working relationship.
Great family. They really have a super family.
Saw Smith check out, Williams back in. And the athletic head dishing. Archibald will go with T2.
Lupehead's going to be a special player. He does things you cannot teach. He attacks the basket. He really has that explosiveness, that athletic ability. He, Dave, is the first guy from the public school leagues since 1995. Look at the head right now. There he's exploded to the goal. They're going to dump it off. The last guy they had prior to him was in 95. They had a kid, Brian Notry, and a kid by the name of Kevin Turner. Lon Kruger really didn't get a chance to recruit a lot in the city because a lot of people were upset at the time that they made a coaching change there when Lou Henson stepped down, and a lot of people felt that Jimmy Collins should have been the head coach here.
And Robert Archibald all the way from Scotland by way of Baldwin, Missouri.
His dad played ball out there, was a professional player in Scotland as well.
And you saw Sean Sonderleiter, 6'9" sophomore, check in for the Hawkeyes.
Sonderleiter getting some playing time now. Looks like he's passed up in the rotation. Reiner, who started earlier this year, Jared Reiner.
Illinois by 5. Wrecker still scoreless.
Yeah, they've done a great job containing Wrecker.
And throws up an air ball as we throw it to Chris Fowler.
And we throw it to Miami. Pittsburgh and Miami tied. Pittsburgh basketball, final seconds. His shot is off right there. We join Jay Randolph and Bob Wenzel.
Will Perry call timeout, or will he just run it? Shot clock is off. They're going to play. Post up Salmons and play out of it. 4 on the perimeter. A whistle. Oh, my goodness. They called a timeout right as the pass was being entered. How about that? 8 8.1 seconds remaining just as the pass went into the paint. Timeout called. 8.1 seconds. Exact same situation for Perry. What they were trying to do was isolate Salmon. See him inside? The other 4 guys in the white jerseys on the perimeter. Now watch. The ball is going in. He's got a layup. And while that was happening, Barnes called timeout away from the basketball. Had a complete mismatch there, but the timeout cost him. Welcome to the Miami Arena. With 8.1 seconds remaining in regulation time, the Pitt Panthers, the Miami Hurricanes tied at 60. Jay Randolph along with Bob Wenzel. Well, Jay, that man, John Salmons, has been the key. They try to isolate him inside. Critical just to get the ball in bounds here. Pitt had this situation a moment ago, didn't get anything. Salmons into Jones, back to Salmons, the ball batted away. Down at the other end, it's put up, it won't go. Here is Brown, and we have overtime. Unbelievable sequence. Ben Howland very upset. He thought a foul should have been called at the end. Pittsburgh's defense.
So they head to overtime. We head back to Champaign. We'll keep you posted on that Big East game down in Miami. It's been a night of good finishes elsewhere, fellas.
Oh, Luther Head. You're going to love him.
Speaking of big finishes, Head jams the alley-oop. Biggest lead of the game now, 10 for the Illini.
They look sharp right now early in this basketball game. We just were watching Pitt in Miami, 2 of the real surprises in America. Ben Howland and Perry Clark. All the Orange Crush fans are all fired up. Bill Self, what a winner. You check his record, he learned from some of the best, working with Larry Brown. There's Luther Head. You can't teach that. Chris Butler can't jump like that, baby. That is a Skywalker. He's a high riser, baby. Take a look one more time. Look at that elevation.
6'3", Luther Head will be fun to watch develop here in Champaign. And Iowa, only 4 of 15. They've seen the Illini run off 7 unanswered points.
Wow, Illinois is so tough on this floor. 26 in a row. As you look at Bill Self.
He's never lost to you.
I know, it's incredible. Went undefeated last year. I believe that was the first time since 1988-89 when the Flying Illini went undefeated. Lou Henson, now down in New Mexico State. Had that great team with Bardo and Gill and Lowell Hamilton and Nick Anderson, Marquise Liberty, Kenny Battle.
Iowa still yet to get a point from a guard.
Defense has been outstanding. The defense has been sensational for Illinois.
Walker gives it up, and Pierce hits the deck hard.
You talk about help defense, and you talk about playing the ball tough, and then help and recovering. They're doing an outstanding job of fighting Illini.
11:07.5 all Illinois.
I wonder how our home equity loan's going.
I'll check.
Want banks to compete for your home equity loan? At LendingTree.com, fill out one simple form and get up to 4 offers. When banks compete, you win at LendingTree.com.
The Toyota 4Runner can take you places other vehicles can't, which could necessitate bringing along some additional equipment.
Wake up! It's time for 7-Eleven. Start with a cup of fresh brewed 7-Eleven coffee. Then grab one of our hot breakfast sandwiches. Or choose from our bakery selections, delivered fresh daily. And get your morning going. I work nights. Oops. Old Bay Kevin.
Hello?
Collect calls.
Did you use 1-800-COLLECT?
1-800-COLLECT presents Ava Save-A-Lot, starring in the most horrifying movie ever. I know you're not calling me with 1-800-COLLECT.
What kind of twisted mind wouldn't want me to save a buck or two? It's so easy. What a nightmare.
1-800-COLLECT. Save a buck or two.
There was a wild finish at Clemson. Anthony Grundy puts NC State up with a 3-point play. Then Tony Stockman answers for the Tigers. 1-point game, final seconds. Wolfpack push. Grundy will get a shot off. Doesn't get it to go, but there for the putback, beating the buzzer is Josh Powell. NC State wins. Clemson a third conference loss.
Wow. You talk about wow. I'll tell you, Chris Fowler, that game was a must for Herb Sendick. I mean, this could be the year for the first time since '91 that they could go to the NCAA tournament. That would have been a devastating loss coming off the blowout to Duke.
Boy, Iowa will take that shot, ugly as it may have been, because they were at 27%, 4 out of 15 before Evans somehow managed to throw this one down.
Well, take a look at Reggie Evans right now. 2 people, just flips it up on the glass, gets the conversion, and goes to the free throw line. He lives at the free throw line. There he is in traffic, being able to convert in traffic. Came out of Coffeyville Junior College in Kansas City, from Pensacola, Florida.
Didn't shoot their free throws well on a day where they needed to, with Evans held to a season-low 7 points and Recker only 2 in the first half, 12 for the game.
He had 1 for 7 on the free throw. Look at a tip inside by the big guy, Nick Smith. Big Nick. He's had some bright moments this year. Had a 17-point game earlier this year. He's got to put weight on. He's getting some playing time, getting acclimated to life in the Big Ten.
They list him at 245 at 7 feet 2. He has put on a little since last year, noticeably. Evans guarded by Big Nick, and that will be his second.
Very tough for him to match up on Evans. Evans, who just makes a career out of going to the free throw line. That's such a plus because you get people into foul trouble all the time. There's 2 guys talking to one another, giving a little skin. One of the premier inside-outside combos in America. I'll see some on Thursday night, man, when we see an inside-outside combo. And you talk about Baxter and Dixon, and you talk about Boozer and Williams, Maryland and Duke, Thursday night, 9 o'clock.
If he lives up to any of the 3 from last year,
Four. Actually, 4, yeah. They had 4 unbelievable matchups. Could have went either way.
Reggie from Pensacola, Florida. JUCO All-America at Coffeyville. And came back for his senior year under Steve Alford. With Dick Vitale, Dave Barnett, Champaign, where the Illini have the nation's 3rd longest home winning streak at 26 straight on the line, and have outplayed the Hawkeyes about every way you can so far in this first half.
Especially in the lane, 6-to-1 ratio on the interior. Dominating inside. Frank Williams playing under control, looking to get everybody involved. Has great scoring abilities. Well, he got fouled. No call.
No way he's that short if he doesn't have contact. But Frank, no whistle.
Hey, Frank's looking at him saying, I was Big Ten Player of the Year. I'm not supposed to get to the deck and not have a whistle blown.
Iowa gets a timeout. And a shot that ends up 2 feet short of the rim by Frank Williams does not get a whistle.
Peoria Manual High School. They won 4 consecutive high school state championships. He and Brian Cook have something in common. Both Mr. Basketball in the state of Illinois. Certainly Frank will play at the next level. Take a look right here. Recker says now, look, I'm playing him. Recker's playing him tough. Well, we can't see it right there, but I believe there was some contact on Mr. Williams.
Right on the wrist. Great doubleheader for you Thursday, as you mentioned, Dick, beginning at 7 Eastern of the Big East. St. John's losing number 21 Boston College, and then at 9, one of the most anticipated matchups of the season. Number 3 Maryland, number 1 Duke.
I think when you take a look at that matchup there, some interesting factors as you look here and some of the stats between Dixon and Williams, 2 of the best in America. I will take 5 players from that game and challenge anybody to the rest of the nation. Give me 5. You give me Williams, Dixon, you give me that gang with Baxter and Boozer and Dunleavy. I'll take those 5 against any 5 in America.
Chauncey Leslie just off the bench. JUCO transfer for the Hawkeyes, and traveling on Archibald.
Yeah, he lifted his pivot foot. Really nice kid. Talking to him before the game. Got great personality and really playing solid inside, leading the conference in field goal percentage. Hey, Chris Fowler, you listen to me. You get the rest of America. You just give me those 5 I mentioned. Williams, Dixon, Boozer, Baxter, and Dunleavy.
Nice rebound, Sonderleiter. after Hogan missed the 3. And another one in and out, and another one rebounded by Sonderleiter, and he can't get it over Cook and Archibald, and now the foul on Hogan.
There is some contact on the inside, I can tell you that. Very physical on the interior. There's Sonderleiter trying to work on a glass. There's the contact here, no call, and there's the foul called on Hogan coming over the back.
Second on Ryan. Who, like Brecker, missed the best part of last year. Hogan eventually had knee surgery.
He's a transfer, came out of Kentucky.
Right on there, 98 national champs. Bradford still without a three-pointer.
He's got that ring from 98. Played with Tubby's club down there, Tubby Smith. Give it to Evans. See, they missed him right there. Had him posted inside. Got to know when to recognize him.
Now Evans drops it off, and Sonderleiter will step to the line. But Dick, we are over 11 minutes into the game, and not only has Luke Recker, the Big Ten scoring leader, not scored, no Iowa guard has a point.
They have really done a great job in that sequence, getting the ball inside to Evans. But you got to credit that, Dave, to the unbelievable job being done defensively. As you see Luke sitting on the sideline, had only 12 against Indiana. They didn't want to make excuses, alibi. Some people said he had a hip flexor that was bothering him, and they also said that Evans was under the weather, but I think they were under the weather of the Indiana defense. I think that defense was suffocating, and that they did a great job, Indiana, who's playing with so much confidence. They're feeding off the unbelievable play now of Jared Jeffries. I just love his talent.
Sonderleiter misses both and touched it last.
Some kids need a little time to get loose and to break out. And I really believe Jeffries and Karam Butler, 1-2, are the two best second-year players in America.
I don't know, with Jeffries, I might have to take that second-year label off. He's playing about as well as anybody, regardless of class in America.
Exactly. Good spacing right here offensively, trying to get that horizontal screen. Nice head fake.
Bradford gets the 2 look and can't get that either. Fights hard. Kept it alive and finally taken by Ferguson. Ahead, Archibald wrapped up by Sonderleiter, and watch out
intentional. Now. They wanted intentional there. They wanted intentional. Referees jumping in. Little tempers flaring here. Ferguson made a great play athletically and then anticipated really well where Archibald was on the floor.
Bill Self characterizes this rivalry as one where he thinks Illinois fans would rather beat Iowa than anybody else. So with that type of atmosphere, when you see a scramble like this end up the way it did, you're never really sure what it will take to get it completely out of control, and this came close.
There's the contact. Referee jumping right in there. Donnie Gray jumping right in. Good bit of officiating.
Sonderleiter obviously will be called for the foul. And we'll see if anything else may come from that scramble. As the officials watch, you see it again.
There's the grab. See, I would say intentional right there. Yes, sir, he gets the intentional call. Should be 2 shots in the possession of the basketball. Going to see the tackle right here. I mean, there's no doubt about it. He's trying to take away the layup. Makes contact. I don't believe he's trying to hurt him, but he definitely grabbed him.
The officials want to see this angle one more time.
Oh, there's the grab. There's definitely the grab. They want to see if there was anybody who threw a punch. That's what they use the monitor for, to determine if there are any punches thrown, anybody involved in a fighting situation.
Well, I think they're lucky because a few cooler heads got in there and prevailed before it could get to it. It was really close to getting it.
Well, it was a good bit of officiating. I thought Greenwood, Gray, and Higgins really did a good job jumping right in there to cool everybody down. Now comes the huddle, determination. They use the monitor, bring both coaches over.
No fight, no fights to occur, other than an intentional foul. We'll shoot 2 and take it out under the bag. But I'm asking you guys help, so I can go to the team. Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
I don't know if you can hear it first. He did call it an intentional foul, and just wanted to make sure that both coaches were where they're right on the borderline and don't want to see any more of that. Let's send it to Chris Fowler.
And back now to the Big East tussle. Pittsburgh Panther basketball in Miami, tied in overtime. 17 seconds to play. Back to Jay Randolph and Bob Winters.
Welcome to the Miami Arena. Pittsburgh and Miami tied at 65, 17 seconds remaining in the first overtime. Zabakis. It won't go. Rebound, Darius Rice. 7 seconds. Barnes on the run. Marcus Barnes is fouled. Oh, my goodness. 1.3 seconds remaining. Barnes will go to the free throw line. Julius Page, a mental error. And Pittsburgh does not make many of them. In the confusion, he goes for the steal. Had he played him with his feet, time would have run out. The sophomore from Miami at the line. Timeout, Hurricanes. That is their last timeout. Both teams out of timeouts right now. Marcus Barnes obviously needs to make this. If he does, Pittsburgh still has an opportunity to throw the basketball long. Right here, no timeouts left. Obviously, the score is tied. The foul situation not very important at this point. Marcus Barnes is very important at this point. If he makes this one, Pitt can step out of bounds and throw long. They don't have timeout to set anything up, but they can send people long also off of the foul line. What would be the worst scenario for Pitt is on a miss for Miami to get an offensive rebound. So they must keep 3 players at least in there to rebound. See how they set it up here. Miami only 1 in there. Rice cannot foul if he goes after this offensive rebound on a miss. 3 Miami players back to defend against the long pass. Smart coaching. Score tied at 65. We're headed to a second overtime. Barnes has missed 3 out of 4 free throws in clutch situations, and normally a 79% free throw shooter. Well, I had a feeling, I don't know why, but I had a feeling we're going to go down this road again. Hits the back of the rim. A tense situation. The reaction of the bench. Simmons not even looking. And the overtime happens again.
So you want to be a coach. A foul 25 feet from the basket with a second to go, then 2 missed free throws on the other side. We'll keep you posted. Back to Champaign.
All right, where Chauncey Leslie hits a 15-footer, the first points by any Hawkeye guard tonight, 23-14. They come up with the steal by Leslie, and ahead here comes the rim wrecker and goaltended.
Got to score that. Rucker gets out in transition. That's a great way to try to come out of a schneid. Get up in transition. He looks like he's favoring that leg a little bit right there, Dave.
It is physical already. 23-16, Illini.
Whether you use your phone for local, regional, or national coverage, Champaign Telephone Company, your authorized Verizon wireless dealer, has a plan for you.
For a limited time, get a new digital Kia Sierra 2035 free
when you sign up for a $35 a month, 2-year agreement with 350 anytime minutes, 3,150 night and weekend minutes, and free nationwide long distance. So whether it's wireless data products, data cellular, hands-free phones, or personal cell phone usage, let Champaign Telephone's experienced staff help you with all your wireless needs. Champaign Telephone, South Neal, Champaign, just west of Memorial Stadium.
Surfing the web again?
I'm shopping for my next new car at Warden Martin's website. It lists all their pre-owned vehicles with pictures, prices, mileage, and options. This can save us a lot of time.
I've used their website before to schedule service appointments for my Mountaineer. It's really convenient.
I can even send an email to the sales department with questions about the cars I'm interested in. Take a look at this 98 Buick LeSabre.
Click on the picture. We'll take a closer look.
Visit Warden Martin on the web, www.wardenmartin.com.
Say
John's storms into Boston to take on the Eagles.
Belt was all the way, lays it in.
Then in a key ACC matchup, can Maryland's Dixon and Baxter continue their scoring dominance against top-ranked Duke and the unstoppable Jason Williams?
On execution! That is classic basketball.
St. John's Boston College at 7, Maryland Duke at 9, Thursday on ESPN.
Pretty rugged first half, and no fun to watch if you're an Iowa fan because they're not shooting well in any category. They are 7 of 22 overall, haven't hit a 3, and only 2 of 8 free throws.
Well, you know, 2 for 8 on a free throw line is inexcusable. The 0 for 5 on a three-point line, I really credit that to the real good pressure defense of Illinois. I think Bill Self's kids are doing an outstanding job defensively. Hey, his last 3 years, he's 23-10 at Tulsa, 32-5 at Tulsa, and 27-8 at Illinois, and that really starts on the defensive end.
The Illini now have missed 7 straight shots themselves, and their 11-point lead has shrunk to 7. Hawkeyes can shrink it further. 6:45 in the half.
He's got an open shot right there. Had his jump shot. Rucker had to look.
Instead, he goes down where Worley wants to give it up, guarded by Roger Powell, a freshman into the first time, and Williams got a little bump after he came down with the board. No whistle.
He got great handle, Frank Williams. Very tough to play one-on-one. He's a combination guard, more than a pure point guard. He can score. Last game, he didn't start because he was a little 5 minutes late for, I guess, a shoot-around. But he came in and scored 14 points against Michigan. They blew Michigan out. Shot 68% against Michigan.
Over and over and over again. Threw it over the top. And 34 baskets. Bill Self had to like this maybe best of all. They had 28 assists on those 34.
Well, that's when you're really playing team basketball and moving the ball. Getting some touches in your offense, just like they did right here.
Bradford finally gets a 3.
Well, they did a great job of moving the basketball, setting a good screen. They did a great job screening for Bradford, the all-time leader shooting 3s at Illinois. Out of Memphis, Tennessee.
Had the record 88 straight games with a 3. Ended by Wisconsin last February. Pierre Pierce has his first 2.
And that's why he was a sensational high school scorer. Did a great job attacking the basket.
Well, guys having to be separated again. Roger Powell, the freshman for Illinois, Reggie Evans.
Number 23,
and a little tangle up. Actually, Worley it was. They got tangled with Powell.
Yeah, doing a little dance, a little disco. Corey Bradford gives him that jump shooter from the perimeter. Got a little weave on the perimeter. Judd Heathcote used to run that with Michigan State. Tom Izzo uses it in his offensive sets as well.
Now head against Pierce. Nice freshman.
I'll tell you, there's a lot of emotion, a lot of intensity on that floor. Look at right here, Pierce and Evans. Take a look right here. We're going to see the screen come down here. We're going to get a screen open for the jump shot by Bradford. There goes the screen. Freeze it right here. Freeze that baby. This guy set it up so he can shoot the 3 right here, baby, and knock that down. Nothing but nylon. There goes Mr. Bradford, stroking it from out of Memphis. Spoke to John Calipari yesterday and Rick Pitino. Those 2 guys doing a great job in Conference USA. Happy to have both in college where they belong, Dave. Their enthusiasm, their teaching ability.
Iowa shooting so poorly, and the Illinois is still perfect from the free throw line.
Look at this right here. He's trying to teach the young guy. He says, come on now, we got to do it. Come on, you got to break it up. That's it. Luke stepping in. Good. Stepping in. You can't have that on the floor. You can't have that on the floor. I know he means well, but you got a young kid trying to play here. Pierce learning how to play. You got to give him confidence. You can't go on there and challenge him like that.
Lead back up to double figures.
Leave that to the coaches. Rucker did a great job of coaching right there.
Illinois' trademark is apparent tonight. They have great balance, and Iowa does not. They haven't gotten it to Reggie Evans. They probably haven't gotten anything out of that possession. This is Jared Reiner's first appearance of the night. And off to Duez Henderson's missed three-pointer ahead of the pack. Williams.
Oh, what a pass! Oh, what a pass! That's why he's a superstar, baby. What anticipation!
Powell stuffing Worley.
Oh, that was special. That is ESPN highlights film at its best. Frank Williams to Mr. Cook, and the Orange Crush is jumping with joy. Watch Mr. Williams. Oh, baby. What anticipation. What awareness. And take a look right here. Cook's going to finish it off, but he better go thank Mr. Williams. Thank you, Frankie.
There, you just did it for him.
Huh?
You just did it for him.
Oh, Frank Williams, what a play right there. That is special. By the way, he picked Duke to beat Maryland. Now, all you Maryland guys, he said it, not me.
1 out of 2 for Worley. And then the foul as it goes out of bounds. Henderson again.
I'll tell you, you looked at Illinois before the game, and these kids are really pumped up. That's why on this floor, they want to protect their home turf. 26 in a row at home. 16 in a row conference play at home, and that's 5th best. Number 1 is Utah with 45 in a row at home in conference play. Rick Majerus' club heating it up right now at 12-3, getting better and better. Beating San Diego State last night.
Here's Roger Powell, freshman from Joliet, Illinois, a Lon Kruger recruit. And even in the coaching change, never changed his pledge to the Illini.
They got some athletes in that young class of theirs with Head, Ferguson, and Powell. They're really excited about that class coming in next year.
And down in Texas, both these schools are, in fact. Texas Kyle's on the staff. Reiner, a no-look feed, and they just can't get anything around the bucket. 8 out of 25 from the field for Iowa.
Yeah, can't convert. Can't convert. You contain Rucker and Evans, you got a great shot to beat Iowa.
Another Cook 3.
And that's the versatility we talk about. Mr. Cook, I don't think he knows how good he can be. 6'11", he can go inside, outside. He has to be consistent, Dave.
Rucker with his first 3.
Luke Rucker finally gets a look at the basket. He can flat out shoot it better than 90% on a free throw line. One of the premier second guards in America. If I had to pick the best right now, it'd be Juan Dixon. He's the best second guard in the nation.
Cook, feeling it, had made 4 of his first 5. 10 points with those 2 threes. The Illini lead still at 11. Now Worley wanted to match up with the freshman, and he shuffled his feet.
He lifted his pivot foot right there. Oh, this place is rocking. The Orange Crush are going bananas. Oh, watch Mr. Williams. Oh, Jam City, baby! Jam City!
As a touchdown boogie coordinator, I'm called upon to be a miracle worker. Like this one kid, Nebraska. This guy is rhythmless.
What do you think you're doing?
So, I worked on him, broke him down.
That's a chicken, but it's not funky.
Build him back up until the moment that I saw him out there, I was proud like a father. When a father sees his little boy grow up and become a ballet dancer.
Bud Light celebrates those who like to celebrate.
It's been said, men tend to communicate shoulder to shoulder. If that's the case, these guys are saying, let's change the world. Let's make a difference. Let's act as we are called. The Knights of Columbus, in service to one, in service to all.
Her scent led me into the desert.
I can't believe this is really happening.
She can't resist my touch.
I love you.
Together we dance, alone in the wilderness. I am a glorious man.
In that second overtime at Miami, the Hurricanes using a pretty strangling matchup zone defense to knock off the Panthers. Brandon Knight misses the three here. Miami now 3-2 in Big East play. So is Pittsburgh. Roy Williams' worst loss at Kansas was the last visit to Stillwater. Look at this start. Heinrich 5 for 5 already. It's a huge lead for the Jayhawks, guys.
Well, and here it's been the great start by Illinois, and really they set the tone in the first minute of the game, I thought.
Oh, they did a great job defensively, really containing Evans and Recker. Certainly has been a big story here because Iowa lives off those two guys so much. They've got to get those guys going because they don't have a third player stepping up to give them the kind of support they need offensively.
Cook to Williams, too far underneath. Line out patiently, find Head open, his three rebounded by Evans.
And that's what he's got to work on all summer. He's got to work on his ability to shoot the jump shot consistently and to be able to handle the ball a little better as well. I love players that improve. Like you watch Matt Barnes down at UCLA now at 61 in his last 2 games.
Recker, nice finish.
He's getting going now. A little isolation for Luke Recker. Very strong with the basketball, can use either hand.
And now 3 out of 5, 7 points. They've come all here in a hurry late in the first half. Evans a hand on that, chased down by Powell.
Try to run that motion game, pass and go away, screen away. Get a ball screen right there.
And another missed three. And Frank Williams only 1 from the field so far. An early 2-pointer. Leslie. Touch last by Evans.
Shot selection so important. Trying to win in a basketball game. You got to be able to take good shots. We're going to see a good shot right here. A little isolation. There's Recker right now. Isolation. Beats the defender. Uses the left hand. Converts really well in that one-on-one maneuver.
You probably, as everybody else in the country, when you saw what Iowa had going into the Big Ten tournament last year without Recker, without Ryan Hogan, who would have been the starter once he transferred from Kentucky, had Recker not transferred from Arizona, but without both of them, to sweep 4 wins in 4 days as the 6th seed after a losing record in regular conference play, one of the great postseason feats, I think, since any conference tournament has been played.
Oh, no question. That was a super performance. And then they beat Indiana 63-61. Had to be special for certainly Steve Alford to win that tournament and get into the tournament itself, because the bottom line is they had struggled the second part of the season after Recker went down. They had a great start early in the year. Can't say enough about the future of Steve Alford. He's just got an unbelievable upside to his future. He's so young, so bright, such a tough competitor. I think what he really gained playing for the General at Indiana was competitiveness and how to be a competitor.
Smith on what was originally supposed to be an alley-oop from Williams to Head. Now Recker, that would have been big for a 3. Pierce runs it down. Here Pierce, runner-up for Illinois, Mr. Basketball last year. The winner was NBA top 5 pick Eddie Curry.
Eddie Curry, tough to beat in high school last year in terms of that award.
Would have counted for Recker.
Just a big run here in the last minute and 30 to try and get this game respectable. See, Evans doesn't mean any harm. When he goes after players, it's all emotion in a positive way. And I think sometimes people looking from the outside could look at it the wrong way, Dave.
He's just coming up at the half, Dick. We've got Sports Center with Chris Fowler in game. And the trade from the Dodgers. Gary Sheffield.
Sheffield going to Atlanta with Chipper Jones and Andrew Jones. What an outfield that will be.
And that showdown in the Big 12 and the NFL coaching carousel continues to spin. Chris, I have all of that. Second foul on Williams. He'll head out with a minute and a half.
Well, I hope my guy Tony Dungy gets another job, because the guy is quality. He's class. He's just an absolute beautiful guy. He had a winning record in his tenure. Went 4 out of 5 years to the bowl game. But everything today is, unless you win it all, it's bye-bye, baby.
Well, he deserves to be recycled.
Oh, I definitely feel that way. Somebody should hire him. Indiana needs some defense in Indianapolis.
Iowa has come back slowly, but
there's a 3. This would be big.
7, and Recker had a chance to make it a 4-point game.
That would have been big right there. Would have been momentum, a big builder. I think they could be thankful going in under single digits at halftime.
And they've got Williams out of the game. Nick Smith against Reiner, and Recker had a hand on that. Harrington ran it down, 15 still on the shot clock.
He is definitely not 100% wrecker. I don't care what anybody tells me. He is not 100%. You can see that he's favoring that lane. It's a hip flexor he told me before the game that was troubling him. He said feels a little better, but he didn't want to make any alibis or excuses. He said Indiana played brilliantly.
He missed his 3. Harrington hit his. And instead of Iowa within 4, it's Illinois again by 10.
That's a 6-point turnaround, Dave.
Record to the deck. Cook had a hand on it, couldn't hang on.
Now, I cannot believe they didn't call a foul in that situation with Record laying on the deck right there. The kid is struggling. I'm telling you right now, physically, he is struggling. He is gutting it out, showing a lot of heart, but I got to believe he's playing in some pain. Take a look right here. A little grab, little tap, no foul.
He has scored 9 of the last 12 for the Hawkeyes. Pierre Pierce scored a basket tended by Cook.
You got to score the basket right there. Find Cook, a shot blocker. This kid's got so much potential, but now as a junior, it starts to, that word doesn't mean much anymore. As you see him right up here, no doubt that's going to be called directly in front of the basket.
Big for Illinois, Dick. Brian Cook does not have a foul.
And that's big. When he gets 2 fouls, he usually goes into a funk, goes to the sideline, and does it before.
5 seconds, he stepped out. After the tip pass finally came down, and the Hawkeyes will have 3.9 seconds.
They still got a chance for a shot. I mean, I think Steve Alford, how poorly they shot the basketball, how well Illinois played defensively, is got to be very fortunate to be going down by 8 or maybe less if that miracle can happen here.
Shooting 34%. These are the top 2 scoring teams in the Big Ten that have played a very low-scoring first half.
2 of the best shooting teams in the Big Ten, number 2 and number 3 field goal percentage.
Pierce just in time.
Oh, that's a big one. That's a big one. That's a momentum builder, baby. Go into the locker room. Bill Self certainly not happy with that. Steve Alford's got to be happy with that. No coach likes to be down, but only 5 down after the way they played. He's got to be a positive. Take a look right here. There it goes. That's an NBA trifecta. He shot that from downtown Chicago, baby.
And he was 1 for 14 for his freshman year beyond the arc until he hits that 25-footer. And he gets the Hawkeyes within 5. And let's send it to Chris Fowler for the SportsCenter in-game report. Chris.
All right, Dave, Dick, thank you. Looks like a good second half. Coming up, we'll show you how Kansas is dismantling Oklahoma State, plus other sports news. Dick mentioned it. Gary Sheffield headed to Atlanta, his 5th team, a team that was near the bottom of the National League in runs scored. This man might fix that.
ESPN's exclusive presentation of NCAA basketball is brought to you by Bud Light. For the great taste that won't fill you up and never lets you down, make it a Bud Light.
We understand. Dreams do not come with expiration dates. Emergencies, never check your calendar. And life does not always stick to the game plan. We're Household, and we understand the hopes and financial needs of everyday people. That's why for nearly 125 years, we've specialized in loans, credit, and understanding. Household, helping everyday people, every day.
Winter X Games 6 in Aspen, sponsored by 1-800-CALL-ATT for collect calls, begins February 1st on ESPN.
Carrots off here with a little reminder. You're going to make a collect call. Whoa, just down the center with 1-800-CALLATT. Now, that's it. It's free for you and cheap for them. Hey. Oh, so you want some of this too?
Save big bucks on every call. Just dial 1-800-CALL-ATT for collect calls.
Doesn't a spanking come with this penalty?
There's a time when this thing was sweet.
I'm not sure when exactly. But now this relic is, shall we say, past its prime, sort of like your old computer. Right now, you can upgrade to America's favorite PC, a complete Dell system with an Intel Pentium 4 processor for just $849. Dig it. Oh, you're the more mobile type, not a couch potato. You can get a Dell notebook with the Intel Pentium 3 processor for $1149. Check this out. Right now, you'll pay nothing for 90 days. Getting a Dell is so easy. All you gotta do is call or go online, and the Dell folks will help you build the computer that's right for you. Yup, a Dell desktop for $849 or a notebook for $1149. Well, don't just sit there. At these prices, you can get a Dell with what you find right here. Dude, you're getting a Dell. Easy to buy, easy to own, easy as Dell.
Now get the Wall Street Journal delivered for 8 weeks at just 38 cents a day, a 50% savings. Call now 800-553-4400. That's 800-553-4400 for the Wall Street Journal.
Good first half in Champaign. The Hawkeyes and the Fighting Illini both hoping to avoid a third conference loss. Right now, Illinois up by 5 on the Hawkeyes. And welcome back to Sports Center in game. Baseball trade today. If you're the Atlanta Braves and you won 10 straight division titles but haven't quite had the offense to get over the hump, you make a trade. You deal Brian Jordan to Los Angeles for Gary Sheffield, a guy that Atlanta certainly hopes to provide much of the missing punch in the heart of the order.
There aren't many people that swing the bat and drive in runs with the kind of consistency that he has. Over 100 RBIs, over 300 RBIs, over 100 home runs in the last 3 years, and on-base percentage and slugging percentage at the top of the charts. And to get a guy like this, a true, legitimate power hitter and run producer, to put in the middle of our lineup is going to make our offense pretty formidable, we think.
Dallas Perez, a pitcher, also headed to Los Angeles. Where are these NFL coaches headed? Well, Tony Dungy's agent hopes he will speak with the Indianapolis coach. Bill Parcells apparently still just days away from being announced as Dungy's successor in Tampa. He's still reportedly assembling his staff. And Marty Schottenheimer, for being ousted in Washington, will interview with the San Diego Chargers. NFL Offensive Rookie of the Year, according to the AP, is the A-Train of the Chicago Bears. He edges LaDainian Tomlinson, another running back of San Diego. Tomlinson had a few more yards and a few more touchdowns, but Thomas helped turn around that Bears offense, which takes on the Eagles this weekend in the playoffs. Kurt Warner and the Rams take on Green Bay this weekend in the playoffs. Warner, though, not doing any interviews this week, and the reason, an injury to his vocal cords. He's been told by doctors not to talk, just in case. He wouldn't want to lose his voice in the dome. Should be okay, though doctors don't expect it to really affect his play when the Rams take on the team that once cut Kurt Warner, Green Bay. More on these stories and the rest of the sports news on SportsCenter with Rich Eisen and Stuart Scott following the second half from Champaign. Plenty more on that big baseball trade. Now details of that. Coming up, we'll have details from college basketball. Kansas, many reasons to enter Stillwater with redemption on its mind, and they are getting it done so far tonight. Highlights ahead.
The bun cake was bad. The bun cake was abysmal. But you're missing the point of the story. The entire staff has food poisoning, leaving packages to be shipped, deadlines to be met, and one sales manager to do it all. Just one? One. You didn't have the bun cake. He had the Danish. Stay with me. He jumps on FedEx.com. He's shipping. He's tracking. Getting confirmations on his cell phone. His pagers, PDA. He's got a PDA? Everybody's got a PDA. Nevertheless, packages arrive. He triumphs over adversity. I don't have PDA. Check, please.
How do you make more money? Simple. You get a better job. How do you get a better job? Easy. You train at home for a better career. At Education Direct, more than 12 million men and women have trained for job promotions and new careers without ever setting foot inside a classroom. And now, at home in your spare time, you can get your career diploma or even your specialized associate degree. Choose from any one of these courses. High school, home inspector, child daycare, auto mechanics, medical office assistant, medical transcriptionist, veterinary assistant, electrician, interior decorating, PC repair, motorcycle repair, paralegal, teacher aide, bookkeeping, private investigator, pharmacy technician, medical insurance clerk, PC specialist, catering, web page designer, fitness and nutrition, or get your specialized associate degree. You can major in business management or accounting. Compare your present salary with the money you could be making in any one of these careers. They'll be repeated for you at the end of this commercial. It's easy. Just get a pencil and write down the course you're most interested in. Then call the toll-free number and we'll send you one of these exciting career packs absolutely free. Your career pack explains how easy it is to study at home. Tells you about the many benefits of training with Education Direct for that better job. And that's not all. You'll also see the exciting learning materials included in your course at no extra cost. They make it easy and fun to train for that better career. So secure the future you want with career training from Education Direct. Here are those courses again. Call now for free information. There's absolutely no obligation.
Call now for free information with no obligation. Then decide if you want to train at home for a better career to make more money. Call 1-800-427-0209. There is absolutely no obligation. That's 1-800-427-0209 for free career information. Call now, 1-800-427-0209. 1-800-427-0209.
That is classic basketball.
That's Thursday. Tonight in Champaign, 10 points from Brian Cook as the Illini holding the Iowa Hawkeyes to 36% shooting in the first half. Now to the Big 12. Kansas hadn't played at Stillwater in a couple of years, but they remember that last visit very well. Roy Williams' worst loss as Jayhawk head coach. They lost by 33. So they come in tonight very determined, very motivated, off a loss this weekend at UCLA. And Kansas playing an absolutely marvelous basketball game in the early going. Jeff Boschee to Drew Gooden, who had a monster start in this game. Big guy knocking down the perimeter shot. Totally opposite of the start at UCLA when they had turnovers and missed shots. Collison to Gooden, off balance, knocks the shot down. It was 26-8 against Eddie Sutton's team. Aaron Miles, the freshman guard, gets into the act. Backs off the defender, knocks down the shot. Kansas all over the 6th-ranked team in the country, up by 22 points. Heinrich hit his first 5 shots. Gooden with 15 at the break. In the SEC earlier, Kentucky and Ole Miss, Tayshaun Prince showing his range, knocking the shot down. Kentucky blowing out Ole Miss in the early going, playing excellent defense in the first half. Gerald Fitch played good defense, also had 8 points by the break. Kentucky blocked shots all over the place against Ole Miss. After the shot block here, Gerald Fitch on the push, and Fitch knocks it down from the corner. Moments later, Prince, the steal. Kentucky smothering Ole Miss with great defense. Prince finishing with 19 points. Marquise Estill had 15. 45-2 all-time against Ole Miss now in Lexington. Kentucky leveling the SEC record at 2-2. Same record for the Rebels. In the ACC, Wake Forest came into Virginia undefeated in ACC play. Roger Mason Jr., 3 of his 14 points in the first half. And Virginia, 1-2 in the conference, coming in a 2-point lead over the Demon Deacons at the break. Great finish at Clemson. Eftimov guns one inside. Anthony Grundy, the hoop and the foul. Suddenly NC State's taking a 1-point lead in the final minute. Then Tony Stockman puts Clemson up, hits the 15-footer. 79-78, NC State, no timeout, pushes the ball. Grundy, up and under, no good. Josh Powell there for the putback, does beat the buzzer. And NC State, as Dick mentioned in the first half, a critical conference win for a coach trying to keep his job. They get to 3-2 in the league. Clemson's lost back-to-back games now, dropping to 2-3. Grundy with 22. Scooter Sherrill had 18. Another good finish in the Big East. We showed you this double overtime game. Marcus Barnes knocks down the triple. Miami rallying. They rally from behind all night. Then James Jones finally ties the game with a dunk. It was 60 apiece going to overtime. In OT, 1.3 to play. Barnes at the line. An unbelievable foul, 25 feet from the basket, but he misses 2 free throws. We go to double overtime. Redemption. Barnes, head fake, knocks down the triple. Miami plays great defense in the double overtime. Pittsburgh having trouble against the matchup zone. The 3 doesn't go. Salmons finishes with 25. Tyler with 15. Miami is 3-2 in the league, as is Pittsburgh, which got 18 points from Ontario Lett. in the losing cause. College Hoops tonight with Jay Billis and Carl Ravitch will look at this Iowa-Illinois game in depth and, of course, preview the matchup Thursday between the two highest-scoring teams in the ACC, Jason Williams and Duke against Juan Dixon and Maryland. Midnight Eastern time tonight. College Hoops tonight. Well, take that. Kobe Bryant, who had 56 last night. Allen Iverson, a career-high 58 on 21 of 42 shooting as the Sixers knock off the Rockets in overtime, 112-106. Highlights on SportsCenter following the game. The second half is coming up. Off the miss, Frank Williams pushes the ball. Brian Cook, 2 of his 10 in the first half. The Illini up by 5 over the Hawkeyes.
Plane of electronic stores, one has risen to the top. Champaign Audio. Experts in the best audio-video components, including Yamaha, Sony ES, and many others. Home theater systems from below $1,000 to the system of your dreams. The service you deserve and the best value you can find. We guarantee it. Have you been to Champaign Audio lately? Champaign Audio.
Through the static and confusion of wireless with Barbeck Communications, your Verizon wireless agent all across central Illinois. Hi, I'm Marta Carrera. With Barbeck Communications and Verizon Wireless, you're connected to the largest, most advanced nationwide network, and that means less static and better rates. Here's our new offer. Visit your nearest Barbeck location or call 1-877-BARBECK. Clear, simple, no-worry wireless from Barbeck Communications, your wireless experts.
Hail to the orange, hail to the blue, hail alma mater, ever so true, so true.
We love no other, so let our motto be
Victory, Illinois, varsity.
The University of Illinois at Urbana-Champaign.
And a smile would be nice.
Well, you're asking for a lot.
This year's resolution, to stay in touch with the compact Presario 5000T PC. It comes with a powerful Intel Pentium 4 processor, a free scanner, and a whopping 512 megabytes of memory. More than enough to scan in all your photos and share them with everyone you'd like. It's just $8.99. So get started on that resolution not to procrastinate. Hurry and call 1-800-331-4120 to get yours now.
Iowa down as many as 14. They had a late run to close within 5. 36-31 as we're set for the second half back here in Champaign. Dave Barnett, Dick Vitale. Frank Williams held to 1 of 5 shooting. 5 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists, and no turnover.
Well, he did a great job distributing the basketball. He was unselfish. He was looking for the open guy, and he did a great job in that area. That's why he's a multi-talented guard. There he is kicking the ball out. Bradford gets the little layup. Now we're going to watch a little two-man game as he hits the backdoor cut from Luther Head. And now we're going to see him kick it out again. Look at that touch to Mr. Cook. That's a highlights film, baby. Frank Williams, he's got great eyes, great vision. He can score. Tonight, not scoring like he normally does, but he's giving up the rock. 0 turnovers. That's big, man. 5 assists and 0 turnovers.
And if it's a typical night for Frank Williams, he'll get most of his points in the second half.
Well, you know, Luke Recker started to go the last 6-7 minutes, started to get some open looks, and that gave a big lift to Iowa. Let's see if they can build on that momentum here to start the second half.
Iowa went most of the half with nothing from the guards. They ended up with 9 out of Recker, 7 including that buzzer-beating three-pointer by the freshman Pierre Pierce. And Glenn Worley starts the second half with a 3.
Well, he can provide the offense. Worley has the ability to be that third guy. Steve Orford was telling me tonight, talking to him before the game, the bottom line is he's got to stay out of foul trouble. They need him on the floor.
This is a 15-3 Hawkeye run.
It's quieted the crowd as well. The Orange Crush, normally very active and very loud like they were in the beginning, now getting a little silent.
Robert Archibald trying to step through the double team of Evans and Worley will get his second.
Well, Bill Self said they got to get more touches inside to Archibald. Is so effective once he gets the ball in deep. As you look at the stats here for Iowa, you see the first half stats versus the season stats. Three-point shooting only 18% for the season, 40% because of the presence, certainly the presence of Recker.
Iowa, the best three-point shooting team in the Big Ten.
And that's because of Recker's ability. He can flat out shoot it from out deep. Take a look at Illinois' numbers here. First of the season in the first half. Shooting 74% on the free throw line. Archibald's going to get some opportunities. He's going to get fouled inside. Nice stroke right there. You know, they weren't playing good defense. That's why they went through a little slide. For example, against Purdue. Purdue went to the line 46 times against them, converted 35. Had 84 points and only had 16 field goals, Gene Katie's gang. Did a great job of attacking the basket.
Bradford a bit long with a three-point try. Harder to believe, they gave up 46 points in the second half to Wisconsin. And Wisconsin, they get 46 in a game including overtime they're having.
I tell you, they're doing a great job. They're regrouping down there in Wisconsin. Had that big win over Michigan State to break that win streak. He's got the trailer. He's got the trailer. There it is.
Almost too late, but he finally spotted it.
Yeah, he was a little late right there. He had the big guy who's got to communicate. You got to let the guy in front of you know you're trailing behind him. I'm behind you. I'm behind you.
Took a game high 12.
See, I think Recker could post on Bradford. There he goes inside. Yes, sir.
Posted, didn't finish, knocked out by Evans.
He's got to do a little bit of that. Invert himself. Go inside. You know, mentioned at Purdue, 35 for 46. Gene Katie said, hey, I had injuries last year, so I know what they're going through. He said the depth has been taken away from Illinois without Propaglia, without Johnson. Not great talents, but guys that are very vital in the rotation.
Hopeful of getting Lucas Johnson back next week. Bradford.
If he died, it leads the NCAA record holder, 88 games in a row, making a three, broke the record. Come out of Memphis.
His second tonight. And the Illini, after Iowa closes within two, Reggie's got 6 straight.
Reggie's got to go inside and wants the ball down in the box, make himself big.
Early challenged by Brian Cook, and not much contact there, but it is only the first call of the night against Brian Cook. Anytime Bill Self can get this deep in the game with one foul on Cook, he is ecstatic.
Yeah, keeping Cook and Archibald on the floor is big because they don't have that depth on that sideline in terms of size.
You look at the games Illinois has lost, Dick, you can probably look first in the stat box to Cook's foul total.
Well, you know, against Maryland, they lost as well because Blake outplayed Frank Williams in that game. Williams was 3 for 15 against Blake.
Barker up and Blandon Ferguson spinning right past him. Archibald for the tip.
Archibald hanging around the basket. Nobody blocks him out. Nobody keeps and steals him away from the basket. Now the Orange Crush get alive. Now they get active. Now they get rocking. Oh, they're going to be rocking down at Cameron Indoor Stadium. You better believe it. Thursday night. But here we are in Champaign tonight.
ESPN and ESPN2, home of the NCAA Women's Basketball Championship.
Rock and roll, baby! Would you knock it off? I'll give you $1 to quit playing that. All right, it's the deal.
Why'd he stop for just $1?
Hey, $1 buys a lot when you dial 1010-220.
All calls up to 20 minutes for 99 cents.
Yeah, and 7 cents a minute after 20.
20 minutes for 99 cents. That rocks.
Oh, no.
Anybody got a request?
How about some earplugs?
How about some earplugs? I know that.
Dial 1010-220.
My ears are...
The Suzuki XL7 has more room for your stuff than the Ford Escape or Honda CR-V. Or get the XL7 with a 3rd row of seats and rear air conditioning, something you won't find in other SUVs in its class. So 7 people can ride in peace and luxury. Unless 6 are kids. Then it's just luxury. The XL7 from Suzuki. Now Suzuki's giving you 0% financing for 3 years on all models.
Listen up, Bravo Company. The defensive live fire exercise is a turning point for you as a soldier.
I know that I'm not by myself anymore. I'm part of a team.
4 Bravo, this is 1 November over.
They're gonna take care of me.
At this time, the enemy is 400 meters out.
And I'm gonna take care of them.
3, always forward.
I feel like I'm finally becoming a soldier.
Log on and see the soldier emerge. Only at GoArmy.com.
Dave, we're going to watch how Evans releases from Archibald and allows him to get free. Now watch Evans on the inside. See, he's playing right here. Now watch, he's going to release right here. Freeze it. See, he steps here. Now once he steps here, he's here, and nobody's here to seal off Archibald to the goal. See right there, freeze it. See, right here. There's nobody on the inside. He's got an open look to the basket. There it is, right inside Archibald.
Wrecker. And the tip-in ending an 8-0 Illinois run. And Chauncey Leslie tips in the near-miss three by Luke Wrecker.
Chauncey Leslie hanging around the basket, gets himself an easy deuce.
Leslie draws the Bradford assignment. Again, they dump it deep to Archibald, and good things happen. This time the foul, and that would be 2 on Reggie Evans.
Well, good job offensively, reversing the ball up on top and then looking high-low and bringing it inside to the offensive leader field goal percentage-wise in the Big Ten, Mr. Archibald. Hey, you talk about the Big Ten. Over the last few years, they've had a lot of success, certainly in talking about Final Four with Michigan State doing a phenomenal job. In '99, you had the combination, Michigan State and Ohio State as well. In '97, you had Minnesota in the Final Four.
And this year, Illinois preseason number 2. Iowa in many preseason polls in the top 10. They come in number 15 tonight. Ford Center will follow us. And did the answer ever have one for Kobe tonight?
I tell you, Kobe got 56 yesterday, but only played 3 quarters. He only played 3 quarters. He would have got 70 last night without Shaq. Shaq, we don't need any fighters, man. We don't need any fighters. Control those emotions. My God, if he would have ever hit that young man, Mr. Miller.
Wow. Picking up pieces of Brad Miller.
Don't need that. He's got to control his emotions. I know it's frustrating. He gets a Shaq a hack, but the bottom line is he's got to be smarter than that.
Illini consistently getting it inside. Now it's Archibald up top, looking low for Cook, and another Hawkeye foul down low. It's going to be Worley's 3rd.
They're trying to create a mismatch on the inside, and that's the foul trouble Steve Alford was talking about with Worley, but he's got a tough matchup right here. They're going to try to invert and bring Cook to the inside. See right here, he's trying to bring him here. Freeze it right there, freeze it. See right in here, he's trying to get that mismatch on the inside.
Williams almost taking the full 5 seconds before the inbound. Now drives as Leslie loses his footing. He reaches out and grabs him.
I watch Brian Cook and I see so much potential with those skills he possesses. You see a kid that fluid, that mobile at that size. I think this is going to be a different club when they get Lucas Johnson back in Papaya. I really believe you're going to see them go up a notch big time. The mental toughness as you look at Johnson and Papaya on the sideline. Hey, guys, they don't want any more assistant coaches. They need you on the floor. Set a double screen up on top.
Williams kicking it back for Bradford, suddenly hot from 3.
That came off the double screen. He ran a curl off the double screen, got it to Williams, penetrated, drew the defense to him, and brought the ball back out. And Johnson being a cheerleader, leading the cheers. Oh, the Orange Crush, they are alive. I like these kids down here. They really get into it. Champaign going for number 27 in a row at home.
And they're cheering at the moment, an 11-2 run by the Illini after Iowa closed it within 2. And down as many as 14 points. Wrecker will quiet him for a bit with a 3, his 2nd.
Iowa did a great job with ball reversal right there. Well coached, well drilled, bringing the ball from one side to the other. Boy, can that guy shoot it. 1987 national champs, beating Syracuse, Indiana. Mr. Basketball in Indiana as a high school player, All-American. A certain future superstar in coaching. Now a star, but will be a superstar.
Evans Gamble got in front of Archibald, and very fortunate. Archibald misfires point blank. About 5 minutes into the second half, Illinois by
8. Last Super Bowl, Miller Lite gave away inflatable chairs. This year, inflatable Troy Aikman.
I love football. I mean, I love a lot of things. I love nature. Oh, I'm so excited. I'm an Aquarius. I have that sort of watery kind of sense of things. I make these jeans. Can I get your autograph?
On second thought, now you can win an inflatable chair and a Super Bowl party kit that includes banners, cups, and $100 to turn your house into Super Bowl Central. Enter at MillerLite.com or wherever Miller Lite is sold.
This stuff's pretty cool. What?
Let's get that home equity loan.
It's the Hendersons.
Get him a great deal.
Go.
Want banks to compete for your home equity loan? At LendingTree.com, fill out one simple form and get up to 4 offers. When banks compete, you win at LendingTree.com.
Chili?
Chili? You look downright cold.
No, a bowl of chili?
Yes. Yes. Let me get my boots. We'll go to Wendy's. Claire, I'm on break.
Only Wendy's 99-cent super value menu has rich and meaty chili simmering all day. And baked potatoes hot from the oven.
Baked potato?
Yeah, Wendy's. I go with you, but I just had some chili, so I'm good for now. I'm full. It was hearty. Thank you, though. Bye.
Come in for Wendy's super value menu, the best 99 cents you can spend.
Now get the Wall Street Journal delivered for 8 weeks at just 38 cents a day, a 50% savings. Call now 800-553-4400. That's 800-553-4400 for the Wall Street Journal.
Some updates. First, the ACC. Virginia's defense putting the clamps on Wake Forest as the Demon Deacons might be headed for their first conference loss. And Kansas has not let Oklahoma State get any closer than 18 since the early going. The lead now 22 in Stillwater, guys.
That's one of my clubs. I can tell you right now, even though they lost to UCLA, as you look at Lucas Johnson, Kansas, to me, Final Four.
And Lucas hoping to come back next week. We asked him earlier today what he feels the Illini are missing right now.
I wouldn't say so much, that I'm the answer at all. Obviously, as far as points and rebounds and assists and those things, I'm not the answer, because if you look at the, the score sheet, that's not the case at all. But maybe some of the intangible things that I like to bring to the table, every night are some things that can definitely add to the team.
Well, pretty accurate self-assessment.
Yeah, it really is. I tell you one thing, he must be listening to all the commentators. I tell you one thing, he's a heck of a cheerleader as well.
There's the book on Lucas. Sonderleiter in a scramble. And a timeout called as Archibald kept it inbounds and away from Recker, who was trying to reach him and tie him up.
They got nice chemistry on that team. You can see the togetherness and really the belief in one another. So much with the world of expectations. Hey, I'll tell you one thing. They got some dynamite kids coming in here next year. What a combination down at the Colony down there near Dallas. Bracy Wright, who's going out to Indiana, hooks up with Devon Williams. The two of them are dynamite together, and Devon is going to be here at Illinois. And they got a guard coming in as well from out of right here in Illinois, D. Brown. Brown and Williams together are going to make nice music for the Orange Crush.
Billy Gillespie from Texas and recruiting Texas. Well, really effectively for the Illini.
Bob Gibbons rates them very high to guru in recruiting. As you look at the Orange Crush, take a look at home. Detroit, and I don't have any of those. wins. That's Perry Watson. BYU 29, Illinois 26, and getting bigger and bigger. Look at these wackies. Look at these wackos. I can't believe it. They're going wacky.
What was your best streak?
My best streak? I tell you, we had a heck of a win streak my last year. I don't remember the exact number, but we were lucky to beat one of my favorites, Al McGuire, Marquette at Marquette. And I believe we won 21 in a row and got beat by Norm Nixon, upset us at Duquesne.
Archibald fumbled it almost away, kept it alive, and now Williams feeds it open wide up.
Nobody closed off the driving angle, and the All-American, the Big Ten Player of the Year, explodes to the basket. Frank Williams.
Williams with 7 points, but contributing every other way you can. The lead back to 10.
Well, he's unselfish. I think he scores when he has to. There's at times where I think he tries to carry the club too much and takes bad shots when they're struggling.
Blocked by Cook.
Great block by Cook, rotating over from the help side. Tried to make the spectacular play right there, and it wasn't available, Frank Williams. He says, it's me, it's me. I tell you, I watch his conversion to that point guard from watching him early in his career as he explodes to the goal. He's always had talent. He was a McDonald's High School All-American. I'll never forget watching him his first time he was playing against Duke over there in Chicago. Whoa, he was struggle city. He's a different player. He's really learned how to mature at that guard slot.
Teams picked 1-2 in the Big Ten before the season, tied for 4th coming in, and the loser will really have to be almost perfect the rest of the way.
Well, the Hoosiers going on. They got that game with Ohio State who's unblemished. He's got the trail.
The Cook.
gives it to Mr. Cook. That's the second time Mr. Cook's been the recipient. There he goes. The no look around the bag. Makes like Jason Kidd. And then next time he says, I'm going right to the rock, man. I'm taking it right to the rock. I'm not giving the rock up this time. And the bench loved it. Look at Lucas and Krapalia. They're going to jump with joy. Now they're going to sprint on the court, give some hugs. And Frank is calm as can be. He says it's no big deal. 7 assists, 1 turnover. Not worried about points. We don't need points right now.
9 of those, the 7 assists high, a season high. And in this stretch where they have matched their biggest lead of the game, 14 points, he has 4 points on the spectacular feed to Brian Cook.
And those are just momentum builders. The crowd feels it. The players feel it. The bench feels it. Everybody gets excited. Everybody gets enthused. College basketball. Feel the energy.
Rucker draws the foul.
I can't believe I got a week coming up in about 2 weeks. Kansas, Missouri on a Monday. Kentucky, Florida on a Tuesday. Memphis and Louisville. No, Memphis and Louisville. That's right. On Wednesday, and Duke and Carolina on Thursday. How's that bad for a sports and basketball junkie?
Just show up in the right city. Rick Smith, after he picked up his 3rd foul, plugging the gap down low, and another Iowa turnover.
Iowa's got to come up with some stops big time. They got to really match up on the basketball.
Had a nice lob, and Cook is hammered.
They're doing a great job of getting balance inside and outside Illinois. Really playing well, playing with a lot of confidence, even when Iowa made their run. As you look at Bill Self on that sideline, trying to take advantage of the size and a mismatch on the interior. Bringing the ball inside to Cook. You know, I mentioned Kansas a little bit earlier, putting the hurt now on Oklahoma State. I know they came off that loss to UCLA, who's very active and very athletic down there, especially at Paulie Pavilion. But I love that Kansas team. I think Drew Gooden, if you had to pick the top 5 in America, you can't leave him off your lineup. You can't leave guys like Gooden and Dixon and Jason Williams. There's 3 of my 5 already.
Cook, the Illini's top free throw shooter, 81%, 1 out of 2. Big lead of the game now, 15.
Trust me, this Illinois team is going to be something to reckon with come postseason time. They're going to have a different look when they get those 2 guys back. This record knocks down to 3, leading scorer in the Big Ten.
After his slow start, he's up to 15 tonight.
Going to the full-court trap.
Look up to help out with midcourt, feeding the open 3 for Bradford.
Boy, this kid,
Skies.
He can really leap Luther ahead from out of Manley High School in Chicago. When he lost in the Elite 8 to Will Bynum's team, Crane High School, plays for Arizona.
Harrington 3.
That's where he belongs. Coming off the bench and providing the instant spark. They're feeling it right now, David. It's going to be very tough to overtake. As the sign says, they're awesome, baby.
Reggie Evans scoreless since 10:26 remained in the first half.
Very tough for him to get the basketball, in fairness to Evans.
Fans wanted to travel on Hogan. Recker, back iron on the 3. Cook kept it alive for Head.
Bring it back out, and I would just work to the interior. I would work to Archibald and Cook. I would rotate them on the inside and bring the ball to the big guys.
Illinois has lost in conference play to Wisconsin and at Purdue, and they've spanked Minnesota and Michigan. But you got to think they have never played better all year than this stretch of the second half. Everything going.
And one of the reasons they're playing better is Mr. Cook's not getting in foul trouble.
17 points and 1 foul for Brian Cook.
He and Archibald form a nice combination inside.
Team shooting 64% of the second half. Leslie with a 3-pointer.
Good job.
All 7 of their bench points tonight.
Good job by Iowa finding Leslie wide open on the baseline for the 3.
Hawkeyes just trying to get to the next timeout and not let the bleeding get any worse. And then maybe regroup for one more run. They had it to 36-34. And then Illinois took over, and they have not stopped hitting big shots, and that hits the top corner of the backboard. Right in for Bradford.
See, when you look at Illinois, what I like is the balance they get inside and outside. They were dominated, though, by Maryland. Maryland really dominated them on the glass. Frank Williams told me, he said, I had a terrible night in that game. He was 3 for 15.
Evans finally set up on a nice feed by Worley and then lost control, but does get fouled.
You know, I mentioned Maryland dominating them on the glass. What about Oklahoma? They dominated Maryland on the glass. I mean, that kid, they got Abby Araz, sensational out of junior college. Probably the best impact JUCO player in America right now. Best freshman impact player would be certainly DeJuan Wagner. Best transfer would be Jarvis Hayes, where Georgia's been such a shocking surprise. Jimmy Herrick's club with only 2 losses. Only 6 teams have 1 loss, and tonight that could be reduced with Oklahoma State struggling the way they are against Kansas.
Evans, who had his season low 7 against Indiana Sunday, 7 tonight. That is his first point in more than 20 minutes on the clock. Archibald picked up his 3rd, and he's back on the bench.
Well, that's going to happen with a guy like Evans. He's going to get people in foul trouble. He said he leads the nation right now in going to the free throw line.
So not taking very good advantage. Just 3 out of 7, about 4 out of 8.
I'll tell you, Illinois gets it over to Harrington. It's the trifecta. Nothing but Bill Self.
My name's Kerry Klemecki, and I change light bulbs.
Kerry Klemecki is one brave man.
It does get kind of windy up here.
But would Kerry Klemecki ever get car insurance without a State Farm agent?
Car insurance with no State Farm agent? Now that scares me.
Be like Kerry and insure your car with a reliable State Farm agent.
In Champaign, see your good neighbor, State Farm agent Tom Graves. Or in Urbana, see Bob Bone for all your insurance needs.
My doctor couldn't find anything wrong.
We've all had dangerous thoughts about pain. Well, it comes and goes.
I was told I got to live with it, so I do.
I've been this way for years. Why worry about it now?
It's because of my age.
I'll just keep taking pain pills. Maybe it'll just go away.
I'm scared to find out why.
Here's one final thought. You owe it to yourself to contact Snell Chiropractic Clinic today for a free exam and free x-rays if indicated. Don't live with the pain.
It only hurts when I do this.
When my time on Earth is gone and my activities here are past, I want they bury me upside down and my critics can kiss mine.
Why do I rent from Enterprise? For more cargo room, more people room, or more headroom. Enterprise. So easy, it's like having a second car. Or third.
Pick Enterprise. We'll pick you up.
Wake Forest rolled into Charlottesville with a 5-game winning streak, but the Cavaliers playing well tonight. Elton Brown feeds Travis Watson. Cavaliers center, the hoop, and the harm. Virginia's led throughout. It's a 9-point game now, midway second half. Kansas continues to take the Cowboys behind the woodshed. The lead is 22 midway second half in Stillwater, fellas.
Oh, I know I had to hear that. I know I heard it about the woodshed.
Illinois has not trailed in this one. They lead 61-47, 9:43, and a stretch of almost flawless basketball through this half. Only 1 turnover in the half. They've shot a 60% range, and they have seen some of the brilliance of Frank Williams, scoring, passing, stealing. Every way you want to see him play, he's provided.
Yeah, they've really been very unselfish in their offensive system as well. There's Williams, a little isolation, clear out. He's strong to the basket. He can get to the goal. This team's got a lot of balance. Gonna watch a little isolation right here by Frank Williams. Peoria Manual High School taking it to the basket. Take another look right here. Puts it to the left hand, protects the basketball. Gets a nice little screen in there from Nick Smith. Hey, you know, a number of coaches have played on national championship teams, including Walford and Henry Bibby, Jim Cruz, Larry Farmer, Buzz Peterson, Matt Dark. All guys that coach now and played on a national championship team. That is certainly special.
Glenn Worley picked up number 4 and replaced by Duez Henderson. Jared Reiner Minutes have been cut this year. Drive by Leslie ends in a foul.
Nice look by Reiner right there. Over the defense, the big guy bringing the ball off to the weak side. I'll tell you, you talk about a coach's wife that's really into it. Steve Alford's wife, Tanya, really a big fan and does a great job supporting her husband, as so many wives do. They got 3 beautiful kids, Kayla, Bryce, and Corey. And the reason I'm familiar with him, he has a place down at Siesta Key. And we get together down at the Broken Egg in Siesta Key. I'm going to invite you there one day for a nice little breakfast and omelet. Steve was teasing me. He said, I bet tomorrow you're going to be at the Broken Egg. I said, I am, Steve. I'm going to be there about 11:30 reading all the newspapers, reading about your game. And he said, I'm going to be in Iowa, and you're going to be there in 70-degree weather. He's got a condo down there. He's a heck of a golfer as well.
Yes, he is. Tanya not making this trip. She normally is there on the road, most of the road trips. Not tonight.
I shoot in the low 70s in golf. If it gets any warmer, I can't play.
Illinois up 16. And stretching it with every possession.
They're trying to invert Williams and make him post inside.
There he is. Pierce right by him.
Oh,
and the
nice
feed
look.
for the lefty finish by Archibald.
You can't teach what Mr. Williams did. He created the opportunity for Archibald. Posted up on the inside. Then he crumbed for years at Louisville. Used to post his guards so well.
8 assists, season high for Frank Williams.
And he had his 86 championship team with Billy Thompson and Milt Wagner. He would post those guards. Now Milt's son is DeJuan Wagner.
It has been very tough to operate down low tonight for Reggie Evans.
He gets no look. He gets no room at all on the inside. No space. As you look at the points in paint, the big edge to Illinois, better than the 2-to-1 ratio.
Evans' 10th point, ball to just 6 rebounds. That's about half his average. He's lobbing it over into Cook.
They're doing a great job getting great spacing offensively and executing the high-low, putting a clinic on it with the high-low entry. They got 2 guys that can really demonstrate and do that well in Archibald and Cook.
Bryant 8 for 10 with 19 points. Evans will get the foul again. He has that knack. It is a gift, isn't it? Always.
Yes, sir.
His game of maneuvering, making sure there's contact down there somewhere, and time after time after time, whoever's guarding him in foul trouble and get free throws.
Played on the World University Games team that won the gold medal. Brian Cook was on that team as well as Chris Duhon, Carlos Boozer, Roger Mason.
This foul, Brandon Ferguson's first.
Ferguson from out of Southern Idaho Junior College, where they got to give it over Tony Bobbitt, who just committed to Cincinnati. In fact, there are going to be some great JUCO players. Antoine Barber's an outstanding talent going to Kentucky, who was very impressive tonight, bouncing back after their little schneid they went through. They beat South Carolina by 1 and lost to Georgia and Mississippi State. And then another great one is Quintel Woods going out to a junior college player out of Memphis, Northeast Mississippi, going out to Memphis, University of Memphis. And I'll tell you one thing, Rick Pitino said he's got a great one coming in from out of his Sens Junior College, about 6'9" shot blocker.
Williams. Nothing but air that time, and he gets it right back from Reiner. Harrington wide open for the 3, not this time.
He probably should have given it up to Cook inside, but he spotted the open 3-point shooter. Not a bad choice.
Well, for most of this game, Iowa couldn't find Evans on the low block, and they don't like this call very much because he threw up a wild prayer and again draws the whistle. This will be 4 on Archibald.
You know, you take a look at Bill Self right here. He's learned from 3 really magical names. When you think of Eddie Sutton, he's been around, Larry Brown.
Hard not to pick up some jewels with you when you have the bloodline and the coaching profession that Bill Self has. And you can see a little bit of all of his training and the way he runs his program here at Illinois. One more look at what was Archibald's 4th.
There's the inside there. Well, it really didn't look like much contact there at all. That's why the student body going bananas.
7th time that Reggie Evans has drawn a foul. 6 of 11 at the line. He's a 63% free throw shooter. If he gets that to 70, 75%, that's 2, 3, 4 wins maybe for Iowa.
Well, that's big. Anytime you get to the free throw line. I mean, look at Texas last night beating Texas Tech. Free throw line to the Corey Bradford wide open, and he's drilling it tonight. And I'm telling you, that record's not 100% in terms of his speed and his quickness.
Bradford's 4-3. He has 16. Evans short rebound, Roger Powell.
The third guy that Bill Self was under, I mentioned Brown and Sutton, was Leonard Hamilton. Spoke to Leonard the other day, and if the right opportunity comes his way, he's interested in thinking about college, but it's got to be the right opportunity. It'd be a good one.
Another Williams drive.
In fact, there's some real good ones out there. Jeff Van Gundy's available. Tim Floyd belongs in college. Eddie Fogler, Bobby Cremins.
6:22 here.
Get online with MSN Broadband. Use it to order prints of Chicago photos. Use it to listen to Chicago radio. And watch ESPN.com highlights of Chicago teams.
I love it. Bet your bottom dollar.
Then email friends that you're coping with the job transfer just fine. Want an internet service you can really use? MSN from Microsoft is the great alternative to AOL. MSN, more useful every day.
Wouldn't it feel great to cut your monthly payments by as much as $500 or more? If you're a homeowner who's ready for some financial relief, call AmeriQuest Mortgage at 1-800-624-6713. An experienced loan expert will show you how to consolidate your debts and lower your monthly payments and treat you like more than a number in a credit report. Call 1-800-624-6713. There's never been a better time to call. AmeriQuest, the company that knows you are more.
The Illini enjoying their biggest lead of the night. 19, 71-52. 6:22 to go at sold-out Assembly Hall. 16,500, loving every second of what they've seen inside from the Illini.
They've really done a great job on the interior. There's Mr. Archibald working on the glass, dominating in the 3-second area, keeping the ball alive. Big Nick Smith. And then we're going to watch Archibald again with another tip on the interior again. And Mr. Cook says, anything you can do, I can do better. Just get me the rock, baby.
32-12 if you total it up. And Illinois, which has never trailed, in the tight one, the early minutes of the second half, 36-31 at halftime, and quickly the Hawkeyes closed within 36-34, and at that point, Illinois stopped messing around.
Yeah, Illinois has really been so effective inside, outside. Hey, you know I miss seeing in the Iowa scene Jim Sobel, for years, the voice of Iowa basketball. I miss seeing Jim. I'll tell you, they got their 100 years now of Iowa basketball, and they're saying pick and vote for your top 5. I'm going to give you my top 5 before this game's over. The 5 that I think are the best, in my estimation, that I've seen at Iowa Hawkeye basketball.
Well, the head coach, Steve Alford, last year, named to the Indiana All-Century basketball team.
That's not a shock, the way he shot the rock, the way he moves it out the ball.
3 on the shot clock, the 3 not close by Bradford. Here Pierce back in to run things for the Hawkeyes. Thought he'd drawn a foul on Williams. He hadn't.
Yeah, a little bit out of control right there. You know, he's going through the growing pains, getting better and better. He's got a technical. He's going to get a tee. Higgins did a great job walking away from him. He knows a little frustrating right now. He wanted the foul right there. Pierce is going to be a very good player. He's just going through that learning stage, playing a point.
Took a bit long on the 3. Rod Thompson getting some late minutes. He was offered, talking about Pierre today, Dick, said right now he's a scorer. We need to turn into more of a shooter.
Exactly. He is a kid that was a big-time scorer in high school. Second in the voting, as you said earlier, for Mr. Basketball in Illinois to Eddie Curry. Now on the roster with the Chicago Bulls.
This is on Sean Harrington, his 3rd.
You know, you think about some of the greats that have played for Iowa. You think certainly of B.J. Armstrong, and they give you the names Ryan Bowen and Roy Marble and Kenyon Murray and Don Nelson, Nelly the coach, and Kevin Coonard and Bob Hansen.
And how about that guy, Brad Lohaus?
Yeah, Brad Lohaus. He told me today, hey, 11 years in the league, baby, 11 years in the league. Said 9 different teams. I said, doesn't matter. As long as you were in the league, over 10. As you look at Bobby Hansen, I wish I had the guy's looks there. Look at him working there. He's Johnny Cash, all in black.
On the Iowa Radio Network tonight.
Here's my 5. I love Ronnie Lester. I love Kevin Kunert, the big guy. Kunert, Don Nelson, that's 3. And then I had to you got to go with those 3. And I love
B.J. Armstrong.
Yeah, B.J. Armstrong on there as well. And Freddie Brown. I like downtown Freddie Brown. Years ago, there was a player by the name of Carl Kane was a super.
Williams sandwiched between Worley and Reiner. We finally decide to, I think, Worley gets the call, and that's all if it is his fifth. It is. Worley fouls out with 8 points.
And that's been the problem with Worley is foul trouble. Steve talking about that before the game. They got to find a way to get him more minutes because he's so valuable to the team with his scoring ability.
You did say Don Nelson in there, didn't you?
Yeah, I said Nelly. Got to get Nelly on there. Are you kidding? Tough, tenacious, Celtic. Doing a great job now with the Dallas Mavericks. Hey, what about my guy Cuban? He's working in Dairy Queen tomorrow. I wonder if the guy's going to get paid. Is he going to get paid?
He's going to find out exactly how hard it is to manage a Dairy Queen. He's not thinking that Ed Rush is capable of the job. He made $500,000.
I heard he may get $135. I wonder if he's going to give it back to charity.
The daily pay.
Well, maybe he needs it. You know, he might need the $135.
He'll double it to charity.
Maybe he'll donate it to my man Chris Fowler. Hey, Chris, I want to make sure he picks 5 guys in America to challenge my 5 from Duke and Maryland. I tell you, I'll take 5 kids from those 2 teams and beat anybody's 5 in the nation.
Williams, a perfect 6 of 6 at the line. The lead has grown to 20, but not for long. Jared Reiner with a jam.
Reiner getting some minutes here, maybe some confidence to get back into the rotation. Started earlier this year. It's an important time for him right now to impress the coaches, to earn some PT again.
Illinois has had contributions all
Smith, give it to Smith. Give it to the big guy. Come on, Frankie, give it up. There it is.
Gave it up and knocked out by Reiner.
He said, come on, Nick, you got to step to the ball. Seriously, what do you think of my 5? Jason Williams, Juan Dixon, Michael Dunleavy, Carlos Boozer, and Lonnie Baxter. I mean, those 5 are incredible.
And I get the whole rest of the country.
You get the rest of the country. You're not going to beat my backcourt of Williams and Dixon.
No. I'm going to take the rest of the country in overtime. Cook, not quite for 3. Reiner to the deck, and one of the roughest tie-ups you'll ever see. Stays on this end. I think Chris has done some thinking. They have a response for you.
Uh-oh.
Dick, I can't beat your backcourt. I would take maybe Troy Bell. You know, you put Casey Jacobson at 2-guard, Tayshaun Prince. We talked about Drew Gooden, Jared Jeffries. I have a clear edge in coaching on you, though. You know that, though. My 5 give away some talent, but I got the edge in coaching.
But I'll tell you one thing. Yeah, if you're in that coaching, get Digger to help you. I know you're in trouble.
Well, that settled that.
I got my guy Billis to help me. Jay and I will hook up, and we'll take those 5, and we'll blow you out.
Frank Williams getting the ovation for 14 points. 9 assists, a season high.
They don't want any injury out of this guy.
7 rebounds.
He's the orchestra leader. He's the guy that's so important to their club, Frank Williams.
And 4 steals. So they get Luther head back in. And Nick Smith down low, fouled by Reiner.
Smith getting the ball in deep. Mr. Cardinal goes down and talks to Mr. Williams. Mr. Cardinal, the trainer, his son Brian with the Detroit Pistons. He's going to get the MVP award, having to do all that work he has to do with Krapalia and with Lucas Johnson.
Well, everybody involved in getting Lucas Johnson back on the floor in a little over 3 months, if he does make it back as they expect next week.
That's an amazing achievement.
That's miraculous. That's right there with the fastest ACL recoveries I think I've ever been aware of.
Yeah, that sounds really impressive when you think about it. You know, it's really impressive as you look at Lucas Johnson. Bill Self has not suffered an L here at Illinois. You know, he doesn't wear that orange. He doesn't wear that orange jacket like Lou did. We got to get him the orange jacket. They said he wore it one time.
I think we're thankful for that, aren't we?
I used to like watching Lou come out with that orange jacket.
Real nattily attired as he is. Rucker, strip Harrington off feed head.
Oh, ahead if he got that with his electrifying jumping ability.
Well, Bradford could have taken 5 or 6 seconds to line up the three. He was that open. Wisely, the senior decides, let's use some time.
You just said it well there. This senior, maturity. In his early years, he would have shot that basketball. Cook has played a great game today. Today he has demonstrated all his skills that we've often talked about, his potential.
2 on the shot clock. Head just in time and just short. Picked up by Rod Thompson. We near the 3-minute mark.
You know, you talk about injuries. Tom Izzo, his club has suffered a lot of injuries. The young basketball team.
Pierre Pierce spinning his only points of the half, 9 for the game.
And Wisconsin winning that game. It was a great call by the official because under 0.3 of a second, you cannot catch the ball and score. And Kelvin Corbett had that score. A lot of people wondered why it was waved off. You can only tip with 0.3 of a second and less.
When officials should be very thankful that rule is in place because it really takes the decision-making away from them. Cut and dried in the rule book. Fans asking for Lucas. He'll have to wait 8 more days. Cook now to 21 points.
They're asking for Mr. Lucas, but they're getting Mr. Cook. And Mr. Cook has been a star of stars tonight. He has really played well. And now he gives a little cheer to the crowd. Yes, sir. Brian Cook has been sensational tonight. And they appreciate him here in Champaign, where they're going for number 27 in a row.
Well, great doubleheader action for you Thursday here on ESPN. 7 Eastern starts it in the Big East. St. John's at number 21 BC, and then at 9 in the ACC. 3rd-ranked Maryland, top-ranked Duke.
I'll tell you what's really interesting there. As you look at the top 10 with Duke back at number 1 and Florida at number 2, playing without Justin Hamilton tomorrow night. Maryland at 3. Kansas a very strong 4. Oklahoma sensational at 5. Great rebounding team, and Kelvin Sampson doing a masterful job with a bunch of junior college kids, and Hollis Price, who can flat out score and has superb quickness. But I'll tell you one thing. The one thing that impresses you about Maryland, Juan Dixon is averaging 29.5, shooting 64% in his last 2 visits to Cameron Indoor Stadium. And that is a tough place to come and play. In fact, Duke is 61-4, and out of the 4 losses, 2 of them are to Maryland.
Crazies don't bother him.
Oh, that place is just electrical. There's a lot of places have a lot of energy, a lot of enthusiasm, but the fact that the students are right on the floor at Cameron Indoor Stadium makes it so unique and so special.
Just the 2nd foul tonight for Brian Cook, who has a season-high 21 points.
Another great place is up there, and you've been there, is Rock Chalk Jayhawk down there. Those fans, I mean, an Allen Fieldhouse is certainly special. I've been playing phone tag all day today with Quinn Snyder, trying to get a hold of each other, and I know he's got a date coming up there on the 28th where Missouri looks like they're starting to play a lot better now. Kareem Rush finding his touch. As you look at Luke Rector, who I believe is not 100%. I know he's not going to make an excuse, but I think this kid is playing at about 75%.
16 points tonight. Foul was changed from Cook to Williams. Cook still only 1 foul. Illinois big.
It's everything you ever wanted in a sale and more.
Right now, you can still get 0% financing on select new vehicles.
But wait, there's more.
Get 0% financing on year 99 through 2002 used cars.
But wait, there's more.
Get $2,500 rebates on select new vehicles.
Rush to University Auto Park Urbana for 0% or $2,500 rebates.
It's everything you ever wanted in a sale and more.
Love playing around with stuff? Then get into Best Buy, where you can play around as long as you'd like. Actually, that's half the fun. Best Buy. Go ahead, turn on the fun.
The Suzuki XL7 has more room for your stuff than the Ford Escape or Honda CR-V. Or get the XL7 with a 3rd row of seats and rear air conditioning, something you won't find in other SUVs in its class. so 7 people can ride in peace and luxury. Unless 6 are kids. Then it's just luxury. The XL7 from Suzuki. Now Suzuki's giving you 0% financing for 3 years on all models.
Dave Barnett, Dick Vitale, final 2 minutes now at Assembly Hall in Illinois, which has led wire to wire. Will break this 4th place tie. Nobody's been a slacker for them tonight.
No slackers here at Illinois. I mean, they went to a BCS Bowl in football. Ron Turner's farm, beaten by LSU, but won the Big Ten championship. Big year here in sports for the Fighting Illini.
Won it in football and favored to do so in basketball. They were regular season co-champs with Michigan State last year. Bill Self, the 6th Big Ten coach to win a championship in his first year. And after a 2-2 start tonight, although early, definitely qualified as must for the home test against the number 15 team in the country. That's traveling. And the only pre-tournament meeting between Iowa and Illinois, the top 2 picks preseason, the Big Ten coming in. If they get together again, it would be perhaps in Indianapolis, where the Big Ten tournament moves this year.
I really think it's sad in a way that now with the scheduling that you don't get the round robin if they play each other. I mean, you get matchups that don't happen like Michigan, Michigan State, Indiana, Purdue. Those are just naturals that you just got to have happen twice.
Brody Boyd, one of the heroes.
He was
Iowa last year.
He was dynamite last year in the tournament, but he's battled injuries all year long and has just been fighting them, fighting an illness as well. Has never been able to get on track, but he was one of the stars in that 4-day run for the Big Ten title. Just a magical job that they did to win that championship.
Frank Williams back in. Going to foul by Sonderleiter. Indiana setting the early pace. Ohio State also unbeaten. This will get the Illini to 3-2 and drop Iowa 2-3. And Dick, in 96 years of Big Ten history, the champion has had 4 or more losses only 16 times. So 3 losses for Iowa. If they have any hopes, they have to almost run the table from here on in.
That's really tough for them. But you know, a team that nobody talks about, Ohio State, and they have outstanding guard play. You look at Brown and certainly Darby, and then you think about the kid that could shoot the ball, Savovich, and that is why they are unblemished right now. They got a date with Penn State. They should win that game and set up an unbeaten battle with the Hoosiers, and the Hoosiers will invade down there with an experienced team that really doesn't fear the road. In fact, I believe, I may be wrong, that Indiana's won like 11 out of 13 of their last 13 Big Ten games overall from last year, and about 5 out of the last 6 on the road. So Mike Davis's kids are not afraid to play it on the road.
Now the last time Williams will head to the bench, and he'll stay there with this ovation and these numbers. 8 for 8 from the line, 16 points, season high, 9 assists, 7 boards.
Yeah, he did a great job distributing the basketball, getting everybody involved. They played very unselfish basketball.
Tough shot by Pierce. You can hear both coaches' post-game press conferences. As soon as we're done here, switch over and watch for them on ESPN News.
Pierce got a lot of offensive talent.
Archibald's 3 chased down by Ferguson.
Did I mention Pierce? I saw an outstanding Viper Dandy freshman guard the other night, T.J. Ford on a 2. As you watch the score right there, going to the basket.
T.J. Ford leading the nation in assists.
Yeah, 9 assists a game. I was listening to Ron Franklin call that game, and it was quite a game against Texas Tech. Free throw shooting at the end hurt Bobby Knight's club. Steve Orford said, what a great job my coach is doing. In fact, he said he wrote him a letter today.
Well, this one was not as close as this final 77-66 is going to indicate. It was a pretty dominant performance by Bill Self's Fighting Illini, who improved to 14-4, 3-2 in the league, and Iowa falls to 13-6 and 2-3.
They were outstanding inside and outside. They had great perimeter play out of Frank Williams. Great scoring inside. Archibald and Cook were sensational, and the Fighting Illini win 27 in a row.
Again, the final, Illinois 77, Iowa 66. Coming up next is Sports Center for Dick Vitale. Dave Barnett, so long from Champaign. And here's Sports Center next.
Against Duke, number 1 against number 3 from Cameron Indoor.
Hey, Mike, the one thing, remember this, Maryland's won 2 consecutive years here. The last time a team won 3 in a row was led by Tim Duncan. The reason they have won, they have a special strut about them. They believe that they are better than Duke. And Juan Dixon has averaged 29.5 and shot 64% at Cameron Indoor Stadium.
But, Dick, this year they have to prove it. They played 4 times last year. Maryland led by at least 10 in every game and yet lost 3 of those 4.
And one of the reasons right here, the guy with the basketball.
Williams with a bank, got his own rebound and hits the foul.
I'll tell you one thing, he is really focused. They stole the inbound.
Duhan draws the basket.
Oh, they're bumping chest. What a way to start for the Dukies.
What a beginning for the Blue Devils.
Gary Williams told me this afternoon, he said the one thing, I asked him, are you really nervous? You've coached so many years. He said, what I'm really nervous about, Dick, he said, is the first 4 minutes, getting to that first TV timeout. He said to where they don't get all that confidence right out of the gate.
Chris Wilcox picks up the personal foul. And just like that, Duke gets up 5-0.
There's the full court trap. They're going to come after Blake.
He's going to make Blake get rid of the ball. He gives it up to Wilcox. St. John's, a winner over Boston College. Baxter whirls down the lane. Missed the follow, but draws the foul. Here's the lineups that both of these teams will put on the floor tonight. Mouton, Wilcox has moved back into the starting lineup. Baxter, Dixon, and Blake, the veteran guards for Duke. Dunleavy, Dante Jones, Boozer in the middle, Duhan and Williams. Duke much smaller. Maryland is not only bigger, they are deeper.
Look for Dixon, I really believe, to be played tonight by Dante Jones, who's a defensive stopper. That means that Jason Williams will rotate over on Mouton. I'll tell you how good this talent is here, Mr. Patrick. Hey, buddy, I'll take 5 from this game, as I told Chris Fowler the other day. Give me Williams, give me Dixon, Boozer, Baxter, and Dunleavy, and I'll give you the rest of the nation, and I'll have a chance to win.
It's called cherry picking, Dick. Got number 1 and number 3. If you can't get 5 guys off of these teams, where are you going to find them? Williams. Looking for Dunleavy, backdoor, instead goes to Boozer. This is Dante Jones, only the second transfer in the history of this program. Tip nearly goes, a long one, and Baxter out to Blake.
Well, rebounding edge certainly goes to Maryland. But when you look at Duke, they make it up for their defensive liability on the glass with their 3-point shooting.
Dixon, a brilliant scorer, drives and draws the foul on Dunleavy as Baxter goes in.
It's very important. I really believe 2 guys to really watch in this game. Certainly, you got to talk about, as you look at the last meetings here at Duke, just incredible senior night last year. And Gary Williams had his kids all ready to play, and Dixon had a superb night. But there's 2 players I think really important as Baxter misses the free throw. Blake can't get in foul trouble for Maryland because he's their maestro man, their orchestra leader. Remember that 10-point lead with a minute to go.
When he fouled out.
He fouled out. It was lights out. And Boozer. I don't believe they can replace Boozer on the interior.
Right. Not only when he fouled out in that ball game, it hurt their offense, it hurt their defense because he'd done a nice job against Williams.
Yeah, Williams in that game didn't have a 3-point shot that he made in the first 39 minutes.
Duhan, nice job to get in the lane, but Baxter snatches the rebound. Blake on the run, head up all the way. Good ball movement, Dixon for 3. Deadly out of the corner.
He's been playing sensational basketball. He's my choice right now in mid-season if I had to pick the best second guard in America. Tough defensively as well as offensively.
Maryland takes the lead, 6-5 after Duke got the first 2 buckets. Williams, little hesitation, dribble down the lane.
He's the best spurt player in America. In a given spurt, he can break a game open with his explosiveness and his upper body strength.
Dunleavy, Baxter got a hand on it, knocked it out of bounds. Now they're going to say it's off Duke.
Take a look at his drive right down the lane. He utilizes the screen, gets right into the gap and seam, and is so strong going to the rack.
Mouton, who is a straight shooter, he can light it up as well.
You know, he led to late scoring 2 consecutive years for Perry Clark. He's doing a phenomenal job with one of the surprises in the Big East, Miami.
It's a shot they don't expect because he only hits 28% from the outside on the season. Dante Jones with a tough runner across the lane.
Very athletic, the transfer from out of Rutgers University. A solid guy in this rotation, gives him a defensive presence.
Blake, nice drive to Wilcox, and when Wilcox has it down low, put it in the book.
Dixon got hurt. Dixon got hurt. Dixon was limping. It looked like something turned his ankle, Mike. Gonna watch the penetration by Blake. There's the dump down, average 7 assists a game. And Wilcox with the flush and the finish. He's so physical, he's so talented on the inside. Great potential.
Boozer moving it on Baxter. Oh, that's a tough shot.
He leads the ACC in field goal percentage, and that's why he has a variety of ways of scoring on the interior, shooting 58.3%.
That's a great physical matchup between those guys, and a head of hand right in his face.
Duhan matched up on Blake.
Baxter trying to return the favor. Got that nice little jump hook. Baxter has 5.
Got a lot of talent on his floor. 2 teams well coached. 2 of the Goliaths, 2 of the heavyweights in college basketball. Apropos, on the birthday of the champ, Muhammad Ali.
Jason Williams. It's gone back and forth since it was 5-0. It may go this way all night long.
What did I tell you before the game? Talking to Jason before the game. I said he is focused for a big night here tonight.
He's heard a lot about how Blake has had great games against him.
Blake's played him tough, but certainly has not dominated him like a lot of reports would try to indicate.
Well, the fact that he's done better than most guys makes it seem that way.
Exactly. Blake had a great game against North Carolina. You and I were there for that one. He was unreal.
Oh, what a beautiful shot by Blake. Pull up 3, and Blake not known for that long-distance shooting, even though he's hit now 20 on the year.
Had a fantastic game against Carolina, but here he is now with pressure. I mean, that's a tough, tough jumper. Had a bad game against Georgia Tech. Had 7 turnovers in that game and fouled out.
He is one of the few guys that doesn't seem to be intimidated just by the presence of Jason Williams. Dunleavy got caught up in the air, tries to wrap around, throws it away. Dixon on the run. Looking for that 3. Williams.
He's got Jones.
Down the lane. Basket and the foul.
He's got Jones, but you know what, Mike? He doesn't need Jones. He said, I don't need him there, baby. I'm taking it to the right.
Jason Williams has 8. He'll go to the line to try to make it 9.
He's been on fire in his last 9 games. There he is, using his great body strength to get to the rack. His last 9 games averaging 22.9. So strong, so physical. 44 for 87 shooting at trifecta as well.
Duke has hit 6 of 9 from the floor so far. Maryland has hit 5 out of 7. You can't ask for much more than this, can you?
And this is against good, solid defense. They're making them earn everything. Oh, what a place to be. This place is rocking, Mr. Patrick.
We'll check in with Michelle Tafoya and talking about Mike Krzyzewski after this.
All season, Mike Krzyzewski has been trying to get his team's attention, reminding them we're not defending the national championship, we're pursuing it. Well, the Florida State loss served as a good reminder, but just in case it didn't, Coach K redecorated the Duke locker room, taking down the nameplates and photos above each locker and getting rid of the chairs. This week, the chairs were back, indicating that the team's intensity was too. As Chris Duhan put it, Mike, we needed an emotional leader, and Coach K has taken the role and put us on his back.
Michelle, it's interesting. You walk into the locker room, yeah, you got a locker, but that's all you got. No name tag, no picture, no chair, no nothing, just a uniform.
You know, last year they had the great communicator in Battier.
Look at the shooting in this game. Mouton knocks down his shot. He's got 4. 9 players have already scored in this ball game, and we've had 11 lead changes in less than 5 minutes.
Mouton is so underrated.
Boozer has it rolled tantalizingly off the rim. Taj Holden in for the first time, gets a rebound for Maryland.
Holden, an inside-outside player.
Mouton wide open. He's already hit 1 3. Too strong on this one. And Dunleavy with a loose ball for the Blue Devils.
Dunleavy coming off a monster game against NC State. Look at the field goal percentage, been incredible.
77%, 67%. All we have to do is put up a great field goal shooting.
Oh, what a nice pass.
He can hit, and Baxter storms down the lane.
What a great look by Blake to get the trailer. Lonnie Baxter running the court, the big space eater.
Blake averaging 7.5 assists a ball game.
He likes the big game, too. He likes the spotlight. He rises in a big contest.
Dunleavy in rhythm around the screen. What a ball game.
I'll tell you, what a complete player. Dunleavy, to me, is the most complete player in America. He can go inside, outside, shoot from deep. Take a look tonight. The lead changes. There's Dunleavy rebounding. He's added 20 pounds to his body.
Every starter has scored in this game already. And they're going to let him play, apparently. We have a great officiating crew here tonight as well. Jason Williams for three. Boozer, great position. Fouled. I don't think the basket counts.
No, I think they got the foul prior to the contact.
Jim Burr, Mike Wood, and Ted Valentine, the officials.
No, mentioning Dunleavy as you see this look by Blake. There's the little bounce pass, very fundamental for your young kids. And there's the trailer, Mr. Baxter. And there's Dunleavy, great follow through, rotation, great stroke. The son of Michael, dad, coach of the NBA, Lakers, Trailblazers. And I'll tell you one thing, he'd be a great college coach. Hey,
last foul was called on Baxter, by the way, and to the line goes Carlos Boozer.
Shooting 78% on a free throw line, Carlos Boozer. But, you know, talking about Dunleavy earlier in the game he had in his last game, he outscored NC State at the half. It was 22 Dunleavy, 21 NC State, and they were up by 25. And I thought that was going to be a tough game for them.
Boozer 2 for 2 gets the roll on the second one. Duke goes back on top by 1.
Barry Williams, I thought, did his best coaching job last year when they were 15-9 and went through a 1-5 period where in 6 games they won only 1, including losing at home to Florida State. He regrouped them, and since then they have been dynamite.
Dick, he just passed Dave Odom for ACC wins. He can time Norm Sloan with a win tonight. Christensen is in for Duke. He had the tip, had the loose ball, and now Mouton called for travel. But Gary Williams, by the end of the year, could end up 6th all-time for ACC coaching.
He's starting to close in on the 500 mark. This year, Gene Cady, Nolan Richardson got into that category. That's special. That means you've tested time.
Yes, sir.
Those kind of numbers.
And you're starting to get Hall of Fame numbers, something Mike Krzyzewski has already achieved.
Man-to-man defense by Maryland.
And there's a carry by Dillon.
Yes, sir. No question. Teddy Valentine right on the call.
Drew Nicholas is in for the first time from Maryland. He's number 12.
There it is right now. You don't see this call very often, but there's no doubt about that. A blind man like me could see it way up here.
It's not quite that flagrant very often either. 20-19, Duke by 1.
Nicholas gives him some versatility. He can play any one of the 3 perimeter positions.
And a good ball handler. Wilcox, incredibly athletic. Missed that shot. The rebound goes to Ewing, who's in for the first time. And the freshman tripped by Wilcox.
They've been getting a lot of positive minutes out of Ewing. Had 13 against Georgia Tech, shooting 50%. Played in high school with a great point guard. Now at Texas, where they're playing outstanding basketball. Even though they lost Chris Owens, TJ Ford. Mason back in the game from out of New Jersey.
Ewing was the Texas Player of the Year. It's funny to hear a guy who was Player of the Year. And you say, well, he comes in as a freshman. We're getting more out of him than we expected.
Unbelievable. They got so much talent. Wait till the talent they bring in next year.
Dante Jones left alone, so he takes the shot and missed. Good hustle by Dixon to track it down.
You know, Dixon the last game had 26 points, but he had 10 rebounds. And with 22 seconds in the game, made a great play to beat Georgia Tech up a steal and a pass to Wilcox.
Mouton on the curl and hits the shot.
I tell you, Mouton looks like he's really stepping up. But this kid's always had a knack to score. He scored big time at Tulane for 2 years.
He has half a dozen. Jason Williams gets it to Ewing. They leave him alone, so he'll take a 12-footer and drain it. His first bucket of the night.
Nice when you can get a perimeter player to come in like Ewing and give you positive minutes.
How is this for back and forth? Baxter double team. Dunleavy did a nice job on the double team, but somebody reached in, and it's going to be Boozer.
You know, Maryland's got the edge, we said, in rebounding, but when you look at Duke, they have the edge with the three-point shot. As you see some of the things happening tonight.
Stuart Scott and Rich Eisen standing by. They'll break down this ball game. We'll also have the news conferences, a lot of other stuff. That last foul, by the way, was on Dunleavy and not Boozer. That is 2 on the junior from Lake Oswego, Oregon.
You know what's really interesting in preparing for the game, Mike, the 2 losses that Maryland's had, they've had shooting woes from Blake. Against Arizona, when Jason Gardner was sensational, he was 2 for 10, and against Oklahoma, he was 2 for 11. So we got to follow that trend, how Blake shoots the basketball.
Well, the way Arizona played in that game, I was so impressed by them. I don't think it mattered who shot what. They were going to win.
Arizona also proved it was no fluke. They came back the next night and beat Florida.
That's right.
Florida's only loss.
We're tied at 22, 12-23 23 to go. Williams got around Blake, banked it in.
He is so determined to beat his guy off the dribble and get to the basket. It looks like he's passing up, thinking about shooting the three, and going to take the ball to the basket.
He has 11 of Duke's 24. Here's a reach-in steal. Duhon, great anticipation.
Oh, yes, the USA Athlete of the Year. For this summer, he was brilliant, stuck right in the passing lane.
Why is Duke great? Because that's the way they play defense.
And look at Duhon. He wants to be a cheerleader. The crowd is pumped up. All the Cameron Prices are going wacky. Oh, it is absolutely sensational. There's Ewing going in. Mr. Duhon rather with the steal and the dunk.
26-22.
The intensity in this building and the heat up here where we are.
Baxter, nice feed from Blake, but Baxter couldn't hit it. Williams on a run.
Baxter did a great job getting inside.
Ewing for three. Got it!
That's what they do well. Spread the court, dribble penetration, find the open shooter. They're averaging 10.3 threes in their last 9 games.
To hold away from the ball, Ewing will be called for holding Mouton.
And Mike, what happens when you're making the threes? It negates that liability to having rebounding. That's such a positive for them.
And when you play great defense, it wipes out a lot of good things the other team does. 7-point game.
Williams, the best talent in the land. But look at Mr. Dunleavy, the best and most versatile player in the land. Shooting threes. These three guys are lethal, baby.
It's 29-22. Duke over Maryland. We've played 8.5 minutes. Duke shooting 63%. Maryland shooting 53. Dixon out of the corner for three. It's where he hit his first. Knocked out of bounds. And it was off the Blue Devils.
What they've done tonight is they're going to Dante Jones on Dixon. He ran on him real strong on a little 7-0 run right now. Dante Jones playing Dixon is a good matchup. Now they switch off that matchup.
And pass by Mouton and nearly picked off by Duhon.
Now they got Williams playing Dixon.
Dixon into the lane, blocked by Williams.
Williams did a good job. Last year in the NCAA semifinals, Nate James played Dixon tough in that second half after Maryland had a 22-point lead.
Duhon to Jones, got caught up in the air, bad move. Once you go up, you got to come down. You better have a plan before you go up. Baxter trying to move on Boozer and got it.
He's so smooth. You can see why he was the MVP of the West Regional when they came in as a #3 seed and beat Stanford, the Cardinal. Baxter was absolutely superb.
Baxter has 10. The lead is cut to 5. #1 against #3.
I think Williams is so driven tonight that he is out to prove that Blake can't check him. Very unselfish, Duhon. I think sometimes too unselfish.
Nice cut by Jason Williams to get him in the lane, rattled out on him, but he got his own rebound and put it back.
Are you serious, the move he just made? Mike, you should have seen him. Brad Nessler and I went bananas. The last 10 minutes against Kentucky, he was unreal. In fact, he scored 23 in the last 31 points.
Dick, I got to watch that game at home. That was unbelievable.
Kentucky, a very good basketball team, has gone on a little bit of a schneid, but came back strong in their last game. Take a look at this right here. There's the awareness, splits both defenders, and now nobody checks him out. He's right there for a little follow-up. I mean, that's the easiest deuce he'll get all night.
Yeah, he made that too easy. 31-24.
Mr. Blake's got his hands full tonight. Oh, he's got his hands full tonight.
We're at Cameron Indoor, where Maryland has won 2 straight games from the Duke Blue Devils, but they're down 7 right now.
What
Blake,
a great
nice pass. Baxter fouled by Duhon.
Blake has such great vision. You know how significant that is. Think about this. There's only been since 1985 3 teams to win 3 in a row. One was Carolina in the early 90s, and then you had Wake Forest with Tim Duncan, who, by the way, think about this. Less than 36 hours. Duke's got to play Wake Forest here Saturday afternoon. Brett Musburger and I will be doing that game on ABC, and it's going to be interesting to see if they can bounce back.
Free throw, no good by Baxter. The lead is 7 with 9:41 to go first half. Casey Sanders comes in for the first time. If you joined us late, we've had 14 lead changes. Williams has already been on fire. 13 points on 6 out of 9 from the floor.
You know, free throw shooting has really hurt Maryland earlier in the season, shooting about 50%, but the last 10 games, 75%.
Let's check in with Michelle Tafoya.
Well, Dickie V, you just talked about the Wake game coming up this weekend, and Coach K likes to take these things one at a time, but he's looking at these two games like a Final Four. He said the beauty of it is we're hosting the Final Four.
And I mean, the beauty is that he's got guys like Boozer and Williams, and Dunleavy's got some talent. What a nice play inside by Boozer, getting it real deep in a post position.
Boozer and Baxter, as good as they are, cannot stop each other. Blake, a floater. Nice shot by Blake.
Played at Oak Hill Academy, played for some outstanding guys there. Travis Watson, big-time rebounder at Virginia. Played with Ron Slay at Tennessee, where it's been a heartbreak hotel for Tennessee.
Blake has 5. Williams brings it up. Look at the attention. He draws 3 guys go with him. Then they back off, so he takes the shot.
I'll tell you, his mental concentration and the way he was focusing in that locker room, you could see it paying off big dividends here.
Jason Williams has 15. Nicholas off balance left to the lane. He knocks it home. He's got his first basket. The lead is back to 6.
Well,
you are watching 2 tremendous teams and some great individual play.
Nicholas got the opportunity with that pass from Baxter.
Williams throws the ball out of bounds. He wanted Sanders to move on the bounce pass. Didn't get him. 4 turnovers for Duke.
Look at the way they're playing Dixon right now. I mean, trying to get over the top of screens. Switching on him. There's Dante Jones now playing him.
Dixon looking for the screen from Wilcox. Stops behind it. Too strong.
I believe the size of Dante Jones is giving him a little bit of a problem right now, Mike. Dante Jones a little bigger than Dixon.
And he's got real good quickness.
Yes, he does. And that's his strength, the defensive end of it.
Duhan all the way, reverse layup won't go, and then Boozer's going to get a foul coming over the back.
Yeah, that's a silly foul right there by Carlos Boozer. He's the one guy that can't get in foul trouble. Last year they were able to invert and take Battier and bring him inside, outside. But right now they're limited offensively if Boozer goes out on the interior.
Great game so far. Duke by 6, 7:49 to go in the half. Duke by 6. We asked Jason Williams what his mindset is when he's playing offense.
First thing I look at is where our big guys are. If Carlos Boozer, who's 265, 6'9", is on your side, there's not that really much room to drive anywhere. So no, if he's usually on my side, I usually might either give him the ball or wave him off. And then I usually look at which hand is up on a defender. I'm actually giving away all my little secrets here.
I'll tell you, a lot of people couldn't believe he came back this year when he would have been an obvious first-round draft choice, gotten a truckload of money. But he said, and his parents said, this was about education.
Well, he would have been the first player taken in a draft. I really believe that. That's how good. They're zoning right now. Duke has come out into a zone.
Baxter, good offensive rebound, and the tip is good by Wilcox.
That's the advantage they have, Maryland, getting to the glass. They're a better rebounding team than Duke. Duke makes up for that deficiency, as I said earlier, getting an edge, shooting the 3.
Just about everybody hurts Duke on the boards. Jason Williams with a miss. Nicholas with a rebound. Maryland down by 4. Possession of the ball as we approach 7 minutes.
They've done a great job containing Dixon.
Great cut by Dixon. Perfect pass from Wilcox. The bucket and the foul.
That's his second basket. You know, here at Cameron Indoor Stadium, he has gone 25 for 39 and has scored, ready for this, 59 points in 2 games. There he is moving without the basketball, showing that great quickness and the score. But that's his only second field goal here, averaging 29.5 on this floor.
Great recognition by Wilcox.
Wilcox doesn't know how good he can be. If he develops the work ethic,
if
he develops the work ethic that it takes to be a special player and listens to Gary Williams and his teaching, that kid will be special.
He has a chance beyond special. He's got a chance to be something you'll pay big money to see him play.
But you can't teach some of the things he does.
That's right.
You can't teach that body and that jumping ability and explosiveness around the basket.
Dunleavy. The tip just rolls over the rim. Wilcox with the rebound. Blake, Maryland with a chance to regain the lead. Nicholas. Great patience. Nicholas was open. Blake missed him.
I got a feeling we're going to see these teams play Act 1, Act 2, Act 3, and maybe Act 4 again.
Maybe 4.
A hoops drama building.
Wilcox.
Yes, sir. It's right on cue. He hears us talking about him up here, Mr. Patrick.
He's cold-blooded, too, Dick. Nothing bothers him, I don't think.
How did they let him get out of Raleigh? I want to know that.
Maryland on top, 36-35. The Terps on an 11-2 run.
They just flat out psychologically, they believe they are better. I'm telling you, that is such confidence they possess.
Dante Jones sort of palmed that one up toward the rim. Nice pick by Dunleavy. Anticipated. Got it to Williams. 2-on-2. Williams with a lob to Sanders, who couldn't handle it. And Casey Sanders just does not come up with the big plays when you think it's going to happen for him. Dunleavy had that ball knocked away. I think Dunleavy also got hit in the face. Jason Williams down the lane. He missed.
They had really a poor angle on an entry to Casey Sanders. He hasn't stepped up to become the kind of contributor I thought he was going to be after he was inserted in the lineup last year when Boozer broke his foot against Maryland.
Wilcox got away with a push. Dunleavy with the steal. Back the other way. Great pull-up three-shooter. Missed it, though. Blake back the other way.
Dunleavy has not shot well.
Blake just a little too strong.
2-on-1. Simple as could be.
This is the jam, but he was fouled.
2-on-1. Great look by Mr. Williams. You're watching the premier backcourt in America. Williams and Duhan. A great backcourt down in Kansas, too. Doesn't get enough credit. Hendrick and Boshi and Miles. There's the little drop off. Duhan goes up. The ball looks like it slips a little out of his hand.
Baxter grabbed him by the leg. He wouldn't have made it anyway.
Duke's had only 4 losses at home in the last 4.5 years, and 2 of them to Maryland.
That's right.
St. John's beat them 1 year, and North Carolina beat them 2 Iowa here last year.
Duhan hits the free throw. Randall will come in for the first time to Maryland. He has helped them up front.
Yeah, he gives them a lot of size.
Junior college transfer.
Out of Allegheny, where they had a guy named Steve Francis. I'll tell you something else, Mike, to show you a lot of parity right now. There's only 4 teams in college basketball with 1 loss. Cincinnati, who plays the best defense I've seen all year. Oklahoma, who rebounds like a terror. Duke and Florida, who's been on fire.
Florida really has.
Oh, Haslam and Nelson, big-time players. And they get great play out of Matt Bonner. The other day, Orion Green had 14 points.
We're tied at 36 in what has been an exceptional game so far. Jason Williams called for a hold. That'll be his second.
I think Dixon rather have Williams on him than Dante Jones.
Dunleavy's out of the ballgame because he is bleeding. Let's see if we can go back and show you the play.
With a great catch right there. Hawkeyes right there. Incidental contact from Blake.
Looked like he caught him just above the eyebrow.
Mr. Engelhardt, outstanding trainer. These trainers really work hard, I'll tell you. We saw Mr. Cardinal the other day, trainer for Illinois, but they have all kinds of injuries. And you watch the Illini. I think the Illini, when they get all their players back, Lucas Johnson and Flipalia, they are going to be tough come tournament time.
Dixon is a 90% free throw shooter. He just missed from the line. Make him down to free throws in this game. Both teams have been suspect in that regard.
Well, the Florida State game, who'd have ever thought that you had a combination of Dunleavy and Mr. Williams bricking it at the end of the game. Jason went 0 for 6.
It's 7 out of 19 as a team. Offensive foul on Wilcox. Just got out of control, and that's going to be 3 on Chris Wilcox.
See, he still has to learn a lot of the fundamentals of the game, how to use his talent, and that's what Gary Williams and that staff can do for him. Teach him all the basics, but he's got to want to be special. There he is inside, no doubt about it. He ran him over. Hey, to tell you what special kids Williams and Dunleavy are you ready for this? After they lost to Florida State, they came back in the gym at 12 midnight that night and worked on a free throw line.
Williams, great baseline drive. He's fouled. Let's check in with Michelle Tafoya.
Mike, you guys have been talking about Wilcox now on the bench with 3 fouls. I spoke to Gary Williams about Wilcox this morning. He said he has stretches of minutes that lack effort. So Williams is trying to convince him that if he goes hard every play, every game, only then will he live up to his potential. But Williams knows Wilcox hears from everyone else that he's already good enough, and that's what Gary Williams has to battle, Mike.
I agree with you,
Michelle. That's a great point, Michelle, and really, you know, he has not achieved his potential. I think he has unlimited potential.
Well, he has shown
not there
moments.
yet.
He has shown moments. He just has to work a little harder in all the basic fundamentals.
Here's Jason Williams with a miss. He's only a 64% free throw shooter this year, and it is stunning to watch a guy like Jason Williams miss free throws. There are the numbers on Wilcox.
Well, you know, Mike, last year he went through a stretch. You ready for this? A 6-game stretch, 1 for 17.
I know.
And then he went 5 for 5 against Southern Cal in the Elite 8, 6 for 6 against UCLA in the Sweet 16. So he has moments where he really loses concentration.
Duke has regained the lead. Andre Collins, a freshman from Chrisfield, Maryland, a point guard, comes in. Andre Buckner is in for Duke. It is lethally hot in here tonight. Both teams going very deep. Randall had his shot blocked. Nicholas offensive rebound and the follow.
I'll tell you, Nicholas has done a solid job coming off the bench for them all year. I think they missed Danny Miller, the kid that transferred to Notre Dame. He was a solid player, part of their rotation last year.
They got plenty of guys up front. Sanders, who just made the basket, but he always looks uncomfortable to me, doesn't he, you?
But look at him run. I'll tell you, look at a 6'11" that can fly, block shots.
Nicholas blocked and fouled by Sanders. Casey Sanders said something interesting before the season started, that when he came in here, he saw all the big centers in the ACC, thought he had to be a physical guy, and then it dawned on him, he's never going to be
he's a
physical guy.
There he is, taking it up from out of Tampa, Florida, going up with that score. Tampa looks like we're going to get Mr. Parcells, the big tuna up there. Tony Dungy, I hope they hire him in Indianapolis. He'd be a perfect fit with that offensive system with his defense.
Yes, it would.
One of the class guys in sports.
39-39.
It's everything that's been advertised. The heavyweight match that is so special. Apropos on the night that the champ, Muhammad Ali, celebrates his 60th. Happy birthday, champ. The best heavyweight of all time.
That was the 19th lead change in this game. It's 40-39 Maryland, 3:22 to go first half. Florida goes against the Charlotte 49ers at 9 Eastern. DeJuan Wagner and the Memphis Tigers against Southern Mississippi. The points leader, Steve Logan, averaging 21-6 for Cincinnati, closely followed by Wagner at 20.9.
Well, they had Stokes get 36 last night, and Wagner is the best physical freshman in terms of talent in America. People don't realize not shooting well, but still averaging better than 20 a game. Spoke to John Calipari. In fact, I spoke to a lot of coaches this week. Calipari says they're starting to peak.
Dunleavy back in the ballgame for the Blue Devils. There's a travel. Called on Duhan. That is the 6th Duke turnover.
Harry Williams has posted 3 straight seasons. You look at Mike Krzyzewski, 6 Final Fours since 1990. Williams has 3 consecutive years of 25 or more. Cincinnati's got 6 consecutive years of 25. That's the longest.
Nicholas outside, guarded by Duhan.
As Nicholas playing the point right now, a little curl move by Dixon. He's tough once he gets in that lane.
Great patience, but can't hit the shot, and now the ball comes loose. And Jim Burr has got a foul. One of the officials says it was a good block, and then Jim Burr comes across and calls a foul on Mouton.
Well, you know, you hear about this conspiracy. You hear about the fact as you watch him playing. Look at Jones trying to play Dixon right now. There he is trying to bother him on a shot. You hear about that theory that the bottom line is that Duke gets all the calls. Mike Krzyzewski told us tonight, look at, they're all dressing like referees tonight. They're sending a message out with money.
They're the most inventive.
You know, the bottom line is, when you think about it, as we look at Coach K right here, it's like the great hitter, Ted Williams, when he was hitting, if it was 0-2, and that ball's a little bit outside as you look here.
Duke traditionally has made more free throws than their opponents have attempted. But when people say, well, Duke's getting the calls from the officials, they don't look at the style of Duke's offense, the fact that they get a lot of steals, they're fouled, they penetrate a lot, they're fouled.
They're good, Mike. They're good. When you're like the Yankees and you're like Duke, everybody thinks that you're getting the edge.
Yeah, nobody is giving them anything in this league.
The Joe Torres and the Mike Krzyzewskis, they earn it, man. They meet expectations.
Whoever has that theory is just crying. Nicholas outside, Duke by 1.
These 3 guys refereeing tonight see one thing, a red shirt and a white shirt.
Yep. Tough shot by Nicholas.
I tell you, Nicholas has really been a star off the bench tonight. He has really done well. Medium range jumper, good drive,
He has 8 points, and Maryland is back on top. And hats off to Burwood and Valentine tonight. They have blown the whistle only when they had to blow it. They're letting these guys play. Saturday, we hope you'll join ABC Sports for some more college basketball action. Wake Forest against Duke, or Big 12 powers Oklahoma and Kansas. Quite a schedule there. Regional action begins Saturday live at 1 Eastern. For those of you on the West Coast, USC Arizona State at 3 Pacific on ABC.
I'll tell you, Southern Cal really playing well with Sam Clancy. As you see, ranked in the Big 12 right now, Kansas, Oklahoma. Kansas was brilliant against Oklahoma State. Missouri seems to now found a little bit of a positive stroke out of Mr. Kareem Rush, who went into a little bit of a schneid. I think the Big 12's outstanding this year. It really has such depth. And Roy Williams has got a dynamite team. I don't care that loss to UCLA. That club is going to be hurt for a couple seasons. I still think they're a Final Four team.
Boozer has hit those last 2 free throws to give him 10 points. Boozer 4th in scoring, 1st in field goal percentage, 5th in free throw percentage, and 5th in rebounding in the ACC. Taj Holden, another talented forward. Randall down the lane, basket and the foul.
Good look. They really are looking for one another. They're sharing the basketball. Both teams very unselfish. Both clubs so well coached. That's why you're looking at number 1 and number 3 in America. Look at right down here. Holding to give it up. Here's the good look. Randall scoring on the inside. You win by shot selection, by defending and taking good shots. If you have that as a consistency, as part of your game, and you have a formula where it equates to good talent, you're going to win.
Randall makes the 3-point play. Maryland by 2. 139 and counting. Dante Jones, air ball from 4 feet. Mouton with a rebound.
Dante having a tough time shooting the basketball thus far tonight.
Dixon walked.
Ewing did a great job rotating over on Dixon.
Our Sports Center in-game halftime report coming up with Chris Fowler and Jay Billis with an update on Kurt Warner. He certainly had his problems getting ready for this weekend. A trade in Major League Baseball. And Jay Billis on number 1 in the game.
Hey, why don't they let me call the signals for Mr. Warner? I got a powerful pipe, so let him just execute.
Boy, you really stopped me with that one. Dante Jones left alone. This time he drains a 3.
Wide open. They want him to shoot the basketball, Maryland.
He has only shot 22% from long range. He's going to have to make a couple of more before they go out there and guard him.
Yeah, part of their game plan defensively, they would allow him to shoot that perimeter shot. There he is. Rutgers transfer, only the 2nd transfer to come here under Coach K. The other, Rashad McLeod, also out of the Big East from St. John.
Dick, when you were coaching and you had a scouting report and had seen guys play, you say, look, he can't hit the perimeter shot, leave him alone. Invariably, the guy would hit 4 or 5 just kill you, wouldn't he?
No question about it. Hey, you think about Juan Dixon. This blows my mind. He could become ultimately the leading scorer in the history of Maryland basketball. In fact, he could join the 2,000-point mark. I should take a look here at another look at Dante Jones wide open. I can make that jumper. I can make that jumper in front of the camera. Crazy. The other 4 guys, Bias King, Adrian Branch, and John Lucas have done it already.
Pretty good. He's the number 5 all-time scorer right now. Number 2 all-time in threes. Number 2 all-time in steals.
He can go 3 consecutive years winning the steals championship. It's only happened by 2 other guys, 2 of our favorites, Chris Porciani and Muggsy Bogues.
46-45, Duke by 1, Maryland ball. Randall leans in. Doesn't get the roll, got the rebound, and the follow.
And there's the edge inside. I'm sure Mr. Billis will talk about it. A former Dookie who played here in the mid-'80s. The rebound and edge has to go to Maryland.
Dick, that was the 25th lead change in the first half. Dunleavy, good head fake to get Mouton up in the air.
I'd have been disappointed if we didn't have it. He's wide open again.
Jones can't make it 2 in a row. The rebound to Juan Dixon. Maryland with a chance to play for the last shot and go into the locker room with the lead.
See, Blake's not a point guard that's going to beat you with superb quickness. He beats you with just an understanding of the game and utilizing angles. Angles are so important from the point guard slot.
Dixon, a lot of contact, bodies flying. Randall hits it.
He got a great angle right there to get it to Randall.
Jones tries. No! Are you
finish the half. Incredible half. What a half, baby.
Mike Krzyzewski trying to make sure it was good, and it was. He also wanted an offensive foul on that last possession. But what a half. 49-48. Maryland by 1 over Duke. Let's go to Michelle.
All right, thanks very much with Gary Williams. Boy, of 25 lead changes in the first half, if you have an advantage, it's rebounding. But do you see an opportunity for an offensive or defensive advantage in this game?
I don't know. I think it's going to be close. You know, we come in here, we just try to keep it till the end of the game where it's close and we get a chance to win. I thought our guys did a great job. We had a little bit of foul trouble, but Ryan Randall and some other guys came in and really played well.
Gary Williams, thank you.
Thanks, Michelle.
Back up to you, Mike.
All right, thank you, Michelle. Everything we thought it would be in the first half. It is a one-point game between the #1 and #3 teams in the nation. Stay with us. Let's go to the studio right now. Chris Fowler and Jay Billis. Guys? Boy, our entire ESPN crew, it's great to have you with us. Dick, it's 120 up here when the lights are on. Down there, it's just as hot. That's as good a first half as you could have possibly asked.
Wow, 25 lead changes, really shooting the basketball well. I think what stands out to me is they did a great job containing Dixon. And on the other side, Maryland did a great job containing Dunleavy. Duke has only shot 2 for 9 from the three-point line when they make 10 threes per game in their last 10 games. They're going to have to make threes, I believe, to win this basketball game today. And Dunleavy's going to have a solid second half.
The H&R Block first half stats, you see neither team shot well from three-point range. Rebounding, as you would expect, Maryland with a 22-15 edge on Duke. 19:53 to go in the most anticipated game of the entire year so far. Baxter down low, powers his way up.
He was so effective in the game early, and that's the big strength, the big plus for Maryland. Inside with Wilcox, with Baxter, got the big edge on the glass, +7 on the glass, rebounded edge to Maryland.
The team that trailed at the half last year, 4 games, came back to win.
Oh, what a great pass. That was an unbelievable pass. What a two-man play. He sealed the ball perfectly, Boozer, on the inside.
Blake, good penetration. Wilcox athletically slashing down the lane.
I'll tell you, he can jam. I seen him do a flying dunk reminiscent of Dr. Jack.
Williams, too strong on the reversal and knocked out of bounds by Maryland. Let's check in with Michelle.
Well, Mike, I spoke with Duke assistant Chris Collins at the half. The Duke coaching staff happy with the initial defense, but not as happy with the defensive rebounding effort. They've had a good defensive possessions and then give up the rebound. They think they've given up 8 to 10 points because of that. They think rebounding will be the difference. Look for Duke to continue attacking offensively just like that. Working harder on the defensive glass, Mike.
You're right, Michelle, and Dunleavy has already matched his offensive output from the first half.
Mike, I really believe he's going to have a solid second half if they're going to the winner's locker room for the first time in 3 years against Maryland at Cameron Indoor Stadium.
There are a lot of big-time players on the floor in this ballgame.
Well, I told you, I'll take 5 here and give anybody the rest of the nation, and I'll get to the winner's circuit.
I'll take the other 5, and I'll win a few. Dixon couldn't get the roll, got a hand on the rebound, did Mouton, but lost it out of bounds.
There's such respect for each other. They may not like each other. I'll tell you one thing, that's a great look by Dunleavy. Look at Boozer sealing on the inside. Exceptionally well. And there's Dunleavy with the little jump shot. His proud dad in the stands here today with Howard Carmichael, a 5-star, sitting behind the Duke bench.
Boozer against the triple team, has it down low. You can forget it when he gets it there.
Well, the big kid from Alaska is so strong. Oh, has Alaska been good to do? When you think about the Alaska